Says we are live. Let's have a look. Let's start streaming. It's a bit behind what I'm doing. This seems like it's a little bit behind. Oh, I just don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Where's the chat? There it is. Pop out chat. Let's get that on the go. There's 2 people watching. Can you guys just do me a favour and just put a comment in the live chat to say that you can hear me and everything's all good? If you don't mind, let's change that to live chat. Let's go over to main video. Julian said hi. Hi Julian. Can you hear me okay? Can you guys hear and see me alright? Let's have a look. So we've got the chat there. Sound is good. Right, so that's the chat. Why? Oh, no, shit like that. Audio and video good. Cheers boys, thanks for letting me know that. Right, so sorry, I'm just experimenting. So I don't know if any of you have ever tried to do any sort of live streaming. I used to use a software called, oh no, hang on a minute, microphone's all the way over there. Can you hear me better now? Is that better? I used to use a software called OBS, but I'm trying this new one called Streamlabs. It's got some really cool features. You can add little graphics and little bits on there, but it just won't link to my YouTube channel for some reason. I've tried loads of times to sort it out. This app has been uninstalled and this source cannot be removed. What? I was just using it a minute ago. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. Better. Oh good. I'm glad you can hear me. So yeah, I'm using this Streamlabs. So you may see some little animations and stuff popping on the screen. So we have a tip jar. I don't know if you guys can see this actually. I don't know what it looks like. What does it look like? Yeah, so I've tried to include this is a little tip jar beside my head that way. I thought you guys could join me in having a beer. I've got a couple actually. Let's try and open this. Bombs up. So. I'm actually hoping, fingers crossed, that Bitcoin has a massive pump while we're on air. The price of Bitcoin has been working its way through this channel for a little while. I think it's probably going to go up. It seems like the amount of Bitcoin that is being bought up, especially by big institutions and stuff at the moment, seem to outsupply the actual amount of Bitcoin that's being mined, which is what Plan B's stock to flow model predicted, but it seems to be coming true. So yeah, I've got a feeling that we're going to go up. Obviously I don't do any technical analysis and stuff, as you guys know. Not really a big fan of that, but that's my view. 50-50, could go up, could go down. What do you guys think? Julian, Tread, do you reckon it's going to go up? It's gone from 9,700 to 9,800 in the last hour or so. It wasn't that when I started playing about with these live settings. But we're getting close. I think at some point this week we're going to see like a really big run up. I think we're going to go over 10k. A couple of people said, well, this is your last chance buy under 10k, but I've heard that many times before. I actually think that the price that we need to get above and stay above for a little bit is 10,500. Julian says, sorry, I was getting a beverage. That's all right, mate. Cheers. Let's ching beers together. Ching. I was out here and I was thinking about doing a review actually of one of the platforms that I've been using, the Celsius network. And I thought, do you know what? I hit 2,000 subscribers today. What better day should I do a live stream than today? So here I am. I've got this, but it's white. Damn it. Oh, look. I can put it down there. Can you guys see that? It's probably best put in the live chat there as well. Experimenting. Experimenting. Oh, what's this? No, I want the... That's it, I want that. Oh, look, that looks better. Ryan, yeah, this is what you think CRO go to. So that's the thing, I have to have you on my screen here so I can see what you're saying. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking like that the whole time. Ryan Howard, he said, this is what do you think CRO could go to? Fryer says, what's the beer of choice today? Well, it's a can of Foster's, my friend. Can of Foster's. Nothing too posh, I'm afraid. But I hope you're all joining me and having one. I might take this jacket off. It's pretty hot in here. I've got the heating on. Yeah, sorry. This year, what do you think CRO could go to? This year, Fryer says, Australian. Howdy. Hello, mate. CRO, what do I think it could go to this year? That's really interesting, actually, because CRO... Gone way past it. I've been waiting. Did you build that shed? Yes. Yeah, I did. Not on my own. It was actually my father-in-law and me. We put it together. About 5 years ago. And we actually had... it was a lot bigger. I'll actually see if I can pan the webcam round. Let's see if this messes up my stream. But I've actually made another room there. So behind there is all my junk. So lawnmower, drills, screwdrivers, and all my DIY stuff. I've got a cupboard full of silicons and adhesives and toolboxes, screws, nails, all that sort of stuff. All the typical man stuff that should be in a shed. But I wanted it separate away so that the rest of it looked pretty tidy. So I put new flooring in, sofa, and then I don't know why I won't go long enough. It's probably making you guys feel sick. Here we are. So this is my setup on my desk that I've created. So let me see if I get this. So that's the screen that I'm looking at with my microphone. That's you guys chatting here. That's my laptop. And all the connections are going into the back of that. If I knock this whole thing will come undone. But that little plate there, that's got all the connections going into it. So that was a nice little find on Amazon. I've got a printer there for when I need to print stuff. A mirror. Hello. What else have we got on here? My beers, a couple beers here. And some snacks. Some tuck biscuits. And then my speakers. You probably can't see them, it's too dark, I think. There's my speakers there for my screen. So we've got a nice little setup here now. Getting quite comfortable out here. There we go. It's quite nice to sit out here, especially in the afternoons after all the wife and kids have gone to bed. And normally, obviously, when I used to do the videos back in the day just on the laptop, I had to do it when they went to bed, because otherwise the video would just contain kids screaming and shouting and saying dad, dad, mum, mum, and all that, and then my wife walking around saying, Glenn, can you do this, can you do that? So I had no choice but to... Oh, I've got to turn that heating off, spoiling. I had no choice but to do videos at night time, which meant I was really tired in them a lot. They were always really late at night. Again, probably not good for the algorithm of YouTube. But I just did it when I was available. I didn't I tried to not let anything get in between my family life, work. So yeah, YouTube was just really a hobby for me. I never did it planning, oh yeah, I'm going to become a famous YouTuber or anything like that. It was purely just a hobby so that I can chat to other people in the world of cryptocurrency. But now I've got this space, this little space where I can make noise, I can talk, it's nice and quiet in the background, I'm not disturbing anyone by being here. I've got internet to it and I've got electricity to it. I had to get I don't know if you guys can see there, I'll just point to it. That's the consumer unit that I had to get put in. So this place has its own fuse box. So if the electric cuts out here, it doesn't cut out the rest of the house. So yeah, it's a nice little setup now. Like I say, it's yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It cost me a little bit doing it out, getting everything set up in here. But now that I'm here, I can just crack on. I can do, if I wanted to, I could do 1 or 2 videos a day. Obviously, then that creates a bit of tension when you're in the shed all day. And the wife's in the house with the kids. She's like, why are you in your bloody shed all the time? So she thinks that I'm doing something creepy probably. But no, just chatting to you guys, doing YouTube videos for you guys. Jamie Gamer says, hi, what is the best coin to buy right now? I have to say, CRO token is killing it. If you look at this graph, I don't know if you guys can see that, it has just gone straight up. It's mental. Literally a week ago, this coin was 6 cents, something like that. And I remember saying at one of their syndicate events that be careful with this coin because it's at an all-time high of like 6.5 cents, and a week later or 2 weeks later, here we are at 11.5 cents. I think obviously everyone's getting the card now. Everyone's getting that new card in the UK and Europe. And when you say Europe, you're talking like that's huge. You know, that's like America just getting it. You know, like it's huge. The amount of people that are probably signing up to this card, and I think Canada have just gone live with it, so they're getting the card as well now. And I think once people clock on to, like I did, you know, I figured out the MCO part fairly quick, but once you figure out, oh, if I use the CRO token, if you have the exchange available to you, you can get way more APR than any other coin out there. I think the demand is going to keep going up. I actually think that Crypto.com, the CRO token, I can see it passing Tezos, I can see it passing Cardano, I can see it passing EOS, and I can see it battling with Binance because they're offering so many more services than the Binance token. Binance currently has a market cap of 2.7 billion, and only a couple of weeks ago, Crypto.com's was at like 1.5 billion or something like that. So, and earlier today they were at 2 billion. So it's not going to take a huge push from where we are. Admittedly, they have just gone straight up. So they're probably due for like a pullback and a bit of a consolidation. So we may see this drop back down to sort of 10 cents or something like that. But I've been saying that for a couple of weeks and it just keeps going up and up and up. But this is the first day I've seen it dip. And I assume that's because the Cardano event happened yesterday, and all the people that didn't take part in it are, I assuming, converting their CRO tokens back out. And also tomorrow, Crypto.com are going to email everyone and say, look, this is how much Cardano you're going to receive. And then if it's not as much as people put CRO tokens into, then they're going to get those refunded back to them. So we may see even a bigger sell. But there is a big 50% off Bitcoin event happening in 20 days' time, I believe. Let's see if I'm still logged in. No, I'm not. Fantastic. But yeah, you've got this 50% off Bitcoin happening in 19 days' time with a $2 million. And that is first come, first serve. So you're going to want your CRO tokens available for that if you're going to try and get involved with that. So yeah, I can see CRO over the next 3 weeks. I mean, 3 weeks is a lot. Oh, 19 days. That's 2.5. Sorry. I can see that going up quite a bit. And that's probably a safer bet, I would say. Some things are a bit risky, like one of you have just mentioned Hex. Is Hex still going to zero? Someone actually done an article about Hex going to zero because they took the first candle and wick of HitBTC. They've just been listed on HitBTC. And they took just that candle and said, oh, look, it's going to zero. But actually, I think since then it's gone up like 25-30% or something like that. So who knows? What have we got here? Awesome little man cave. Cheers, mate. Michael says, neat. Archie says, Glenn, how did your live stream go with Richard Hart? Need to check. I haven't done one. I haven't done one with him. I'd like to. What I'd like to do with Richard Hart, actually, is because a lot of people's gripes of thinking that it's a scam token is, one, Richard Hart personally, and two, Richard Hart financially. So how many of Hex tokens has he got? What's he going to do with the Ethereum? They seem to be the main gripes. I feel like if, rather than, obviously, he talks a lot in these videos about cryptography and stuff like that, but I think if people got to know him personally, maybe they'd change their opinion of Hex. I don't know. I may be wrong, but obviously everyone's going on and basically just shouting at him, saying that he's a scammer. But I don't know. The guy, he says that he hates scams, and he's been telling people for years to avoid scams, and he's been telling everyone like not to do BitConnect and not to do, you know, other sort of projects that are scams. So you have to look at the ethos of that type of person, and then he wants to eventually work on prolonging human life. So that doesn't normally sound like someone who's a scammer. It sounds like the complete opposite. So I feel like if people got that, maybe that across to them. Obviously there's plenty of articles out there that saying Hex is a scam, but we'll see. We shall see. Is Hex still going to zero? Hex doing good. Coffee loves tea. Let's have a look at Hex, actually. So we're going to check out Hex. Oh no, it won't work on here. I need to use Google Chrome. Google Chrome. Or the Brave network. I should use that, really. So yeah, it was dipping in price, and everyone, I think this is going to happen a lot with Hex. Let's actually go to hex.live. Let's see where the prices are. So we're up. Oh, we're almost at a fourth of a cent. That's big, actually. They look like that's pumped quite a bit the last couple of days. So yeah, Hex is doing all right. we're not that far off of its all-time high. I suppose wouldn't take much for it to pump up. Now we're on hit BTC. I say we as if I'm one of the Hex people. I'm not. I just talk about it. I'm not involved in Hex other than that. It's on hit BTC now, which is quite a big exchange. I hate hit BTC. Like, I hate them with a passion. I don't know if you guys remember, but coin market gone up 10%. Yeah, coin market cap's a little bit slow. It's a bit behind the curve with some of the other ones out there. He's not a scammer. People don't like Richard Hart, that's all. King of Crypto says Richard is a douchebag. Oh, it's funny actually. So I was watching Richard Hart's video last night. He done a bit like this, just a chat with people in his live chat. And he just sort of said, like, when are you going to do an interview with Bitglen? He's done a video where he's staked with his son. And he said, yeah, it's really cool. But I was watching it and I even had to sort of rewind it, like, because I was thinking, did he just mention me in his video? And I sort of rewound it and watched it again. I thought, he did. And I thought, who commented that for him to read that out? So I don't know if that was one of you guys watching, but I appreciate it. Hi JD, Hex has tips. Coffee loves tea. Are you a member of the team? Archie says, exactly. Hex is mostly traded Uniswap. Yeah, Uniswap is really cool. Like, if you forget in Hex, let's just forget Hex for 1 minute. Uniswap is really cool for in terms of. I need to. I don't know how this looks for you guys. But for me, I can see like a load of squares all over the screen. But there's a tipping jar next to my head here. If you guys do any sort of is it super chats, then this does a little animation. Then past that, there should be like a little chat box. And I've tried to put it in the black area so it's clear. But everything that this automatically fills out for me is in white. So if I put it anywhere on this screen, and I've got a little view account, so I can quickly look and say, oh, I've got 21 people watching. So don't forget to smash that like button. So hopefully all 21 of you are smashing that like. Nick's just commented. So I don't know if that looks all right to you guys. Let me know. I'm playing about with some of the settings on this Streamlabs OBS. It's different to the normal OBS, which is a streaming software. Just trying to sort of improve the look of it, but I haven't figured out how to actually play about with this software without going live, like, because you can click on things, but you don't see them until they're on the screen. So until I finish this whole live stream and I go back and watch my video, I'll be like, oh yeah, that looked pretty cool. Or the other way, I have to go to the live dashboard here. So this is, as far as I can tell, this is what it looks like for you guys. So that don't look too bad. It looks like there's a lot going on there. So I might have to mess about with that. So anyway, I'm trying to learn, guys. I'm trying to learn. Where was we? Anyway, we was on Google Chrome. You guys keep asking. Now, funny thing is, I wasn't actually going to talk about... Oh, let's see if it does the animation. Thank you for the tip, though, mate. That's really nice of you. King of Crypto. Smell your socks. Why would I have to smell my socks? Oh, it's not doing it. Has it done it for you guys? It ain't done it for me. A little animation. Should have done like a little... Oh, here we go. Look. It's happening. Oh, it's happening for me now. Hey. Oh, I don't know if you... I can't tell if you guys can see it. Oh, look, here it goes. Look, ready? King of Crypto tipped $9.99 through the super chat. Hey, he's filling up the beer. Time to down some. Cheers, fat mate. That was really nice of you. At least I know what that looks like now. It was worth it just for that. So I wasn't actually gonna. This is why you get paid. The king paid the piper for you to smell your socks. You've lost me there, guys. You've lost me. Are you saying that's what you want me to do as a challenge because you've tipped me? Shouldn't pay people money for saying, expecting something in return. King of crypto, fucking hell. Where was I anyway? King of Crypto says Richard is a douchebag. Not sure about longevity though. So Hex has the big payday. So after 1 year, there's going to be a big payday. I'm guessing that there's going to be a big sell-off that day. But from that point onwards, there will be no more big payday, no more referral links, no more. You won't be able to do the AA transform page. So the only way you can get hold of Hex, if you want to buy Hex and then stake it on the Hex platform, is to buy it from an exchange. So I would imagine that give it a few months after the big payday, and I can really see Hex rising. And there's a lot of calls for, or a lot of people that do technical analysis that I've seen in the Hex community. Obviously, people in the Hex community are very same with any group of people. Once you're invested in something that you just want it to go to the moon so badly, you will put blinkers onto everything else going on in the real world. But yeah, people saying stuff like, oh, it's going to go to $1 a token and 33 cents, whatever it may be. I don't think that's going to happen. And if it does, I think it will take a long time. And I think it has to coincide with the rest of cryptocurrencies going up at the same time. So Bitcoin would have to do a big pump, increase the whole market value of the whole cryptocurrency space. Then you may see a load of people pouring into Hex. Do you think Richard could milk his tits? Glenn, you are clearly part of the play privy to the Hex Foundation. I actually put a message into the Hex. There's a Hex Telegram group chat, which is for, I think it's called Hex Pros or something like that. And I put a question and they were like, mate, leave this group. This is for pros. You're obviously a noob. You don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, oh. So I got dismissed by the Hex people. But obviously I just try and figure out my way. You know, I try and figure things out my way. Someone commented in one of my videos saying, you're going through all of this just because you can't be bothered to read or something like that. And I think it was to do with crypto.com. And crypto.com, I don't know if you guys find, even if you want to find an article and you know exactly what the article said, but I just wanted it so I could take a screenshot of it to prove my point or clarify something that I was going to tell you guys in the video. I could not find it. I was searching for ages. I was typing in the exact phrasing of what the article was saying in the help bar, and I couldn't find it. And in the end, I had to go to my own Telegram group chat, Team Bitglen, always sort me out. And I had to put, has anyone got a screenshot of the actual staking requirements for something? And someone sent it to me. I was like, yes, like, I couldn't even find it through their own bloody help page. So I just do things I find it's better if I do things my way. Today I went to, I think I told you guys in a video, on that crypto.com card, the MCO card. This one here. On this card here, I put 1,200 on there not by mistake. I wanted to buy a CRO token so I could take part in the Cardano sale so that I can video the whole process and share it with you guys. And I videoed that obviously yesterday, and I'm going to video obviously tomorrow the actual allocation that I'm going to get. I'll get onto that in a second. But anyway, I put money on the card bit, and then I realised you can't actually get the money off this. Literally, the only way, once you deposit money to this card, is to either spend it in a shop or, as I found out today, go to a cash machine. So I made 3 cash withdrawals. I assume there'd be a limit on here of like, I can only withdraw like $2.50 a day. Like my normal debit card from my bank, I think it has a maximum of, I don't know, $2.50, $300 that I can actually withdraw in one hit. But I withdrew about £900, I think it was, cash from that card. It did charge me some transaction fees through the app, not through the cash machine. People explained to me that with a prepaid credit card, it's the ATM that actually decides whether it charges you or not. So I went to an ATM of a big supermarket because I thought they offer free cash withdrawals. But then when I checked the app, they charged me £3 and £6 to withdraw the cash. So be careful with that, I suppose, if you're trying to budget your money carefully. LOL to the Hex haters. I bet you're all haters are the ones that ended up their stake early and then penalised. Should be 10 cents by December. Are you talking about Hex? If it is 10 cents by December, I would be very happy. Big up the Hex unstakers. Smell your socks. Stakers are doubling their coins. Smell them. Smell your own. This is why you get paid. This is why you get paid. The king paid the piper for you to smell your socks. Zilly is the king. Sup, y'all. Stay for my time. Welcome, mate. Thanks for joining. LOL. The share rate goes down after the big payday too. Yeah, so the share rate, and I've done a video about this, and I don't know how well I got it across. The share rate of Hex. Let's go over to the Hex homepage. You can see here that I've got the big total big payday. That's not for me, but that's for everyone. Total staked, interest due, not staked. So that's how many Hex I've got not staked at the moment. Oh, here we go. So we've got the total shares. The share price goes up regardless of the price of the token. It goes up every day. Every day it's a little bit more expensive. Now, what does that mean? That means that the people that buy these coins after the big payday or any day, tomorrow, but it's only going up in very small increments at the moment, but it gets bigger as they go on. So imagine if you, I don't know how to best explain it. Imagine if you bought like shares in a dividend paying stock, and at the time you bought the shares, you got a high percentage of the overall company. Let's say you bought 30% of the company for, I don't know, $1,000. Well, if that share price then went up, you've got the amount of shares, you've got the price of the stock. So you would own, obviously, that £1,000 would go up. Let's say it doubled, so now you've got £2,000 worth of stocks. But the amount of dividends that you're getting is of a 30% of a company that obviously has grown. I don't know if that's the best analogy, but the amount of dividends that you're going to receive from a company that has massively grown are going to be almost more valuable to you than what actually the price of the stock is. I don't know. So when you're looking at Hex, you also have to look at, let's click on my little oily octopus thing here. This has got all my stats here. This is what I've got. I've got 53 trillion shares. Now, let's say, at the moment, this is $1,400 worth. Let's say someone buys $1,400 worth of Hex tokens in, say, 8 months' time. They are going to get 8 trillion shares, 10 trillion shares, or whatever it is. Whereas I'm sitting there pretty with 58 trillion shares. So that means the Hex that I have currently staked are going to earn me 53 trillion worth of shares of total hex that are minted and due to inflation, I believe, of the overall coin. So it means I'm going to get a lot more shares. I'm going to get a lot more hex tokens every day compared to someone who stakes in 8 months' time. So we shall see. We shall see. These are my payouts. You can see here I've got a few that pay out. Oh, this is completely changed now because I've done a 10-year stake. But it's was it 2030? Yeah, it must have been. So most of mine end on the big payday, and my son actually, who is currently 11, he's going to benefit the most. Actually, his shares, because I've staked him for so long, and one of you just commented saying, "Oh, I worry about the longevity." The platform actively promotes the longer you stake for, the better. So you will end up not only with more hex tokens at the end of it, you will end up with more shares. So the amount of hex tokens that you're producing in the future will vastly outweigh anyone else that's staked anywhere around that sort of time. You know, for example, he might be generating 1,000 hex tokens every single day. I'm just using examples. Whereas someone who staked, say, in 2030, say they've done a 6-month stake, they might be generating like, I don't know, 10 hex a day. So they'll look at him and think, oh my god, he's a wow, you know, because he's generating. But actually it was a small investment at a very early stage, and I've committed to this project for him for 10 years. So so yeah, I hope that answered your question. Best get your money before he gets them. Guys, anyone staking hex for 10 years are blinked out. This time next year, your coin will be dead. That could be true, JD. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh no, that's not the case, and you're just a hater. I'm not going to say that. That is one of my fears. My fears is after the big payday that the whole thing tanks. But you have to say that I could say that for essentially any coin that isn't a company. And I know that sounds a bit anti, crypto movement, but if you look at coin market cap, we have here XRP, which is a coin that the CEO or the co-founders actively sell their positions every month. Every single month they're selling millions of them. And someone commented saying, oh, this is just because the CEO fell out and now he's working for a rival company. But even Brad Garlinghouse, I was watching a video today about how he sold 26 million XRP tokens like last year or something like that, and now he's being looked into or investigated. So that is something that, what's going on there sort of thing. Bitcoin Cash is just a pure mimic of Bitcoin. I don't see why people would pay $257 for that. And then this is the one that makes me laugh out of all these in the top 10. Bitcoin SV is a fork of Bitcoin by a known, we know now, we legitimately know that Craig Wright isn't who he has been claiming to be, and he has been proven to lie several times. Now, I assume, has a mass amount of these Bitcoin SVs. He is the main person with him and whoever it is he's using to mine it. He, I think, controls a lot of the hashing rate. So you have to say that coin is also going to go to zero at some point. But it probably won't, just because people will go, oh, look, cheaper Bitcoin, I'll buy that one. Litecoin, Charlie Lee sold his at an all-time high. I like Charlie Lee, I'm not knocking him, I'm not saying he's a scammer or anything like that, but he sold his at an all-time high, and since then it has gone nowhere near anything like that again. Like, you look at Bitcoin's gone to sort of 50% of its all-time high, and it's roughly stayed there for quite a while. I think Litecoin's all-time high was like $450, and it struggled to get past 50 at any point. So anyway, my point is, there's a lot of coins on here that I could say to you that won't be there this time next year. Binance, I think, are doing very well. They're a company. EOS, I don't like EOS. I think I've made it very clear. I do not like EOS at all. Cardano, will be lucky if that starts next year. I swear I've been talking about Cardano for about 3 years and they've not done anything. Tezos actually has done something. They were sued, obviously, a while ago, and everyone said that was going to disappear, and everyone said that project was dead in the water. It's come back now. It's come back with a vengeance. Now it's listed on Coinbase, and you can earn stake and rewards from them. So it's very easy to say, oh, that I don't own that coin, so that means it's gone to zero. It's very easy to do that, or I don't care about it. I do it. We all do it. If someone comes to me and says, Glenn, have you looked at blah, 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 I just dismiss it. I'm like, look, mate, I don't own any of that. Fuck it. I don't care. But you got to say that, is there an inherent value, forgetting Hex, is there an inherent value in a coin that does exactly what it says on the tin day one that it started? Exactly what it was meant to do. It hasn't had any faults or falters. It hasn't been hacked. It hasn't been dropped. It hasn't been dumped on the market. Richard Hart hasn't sold his position of the Ethereum that he's holding yet. He hasn't dumped all his Hex tokens. So far, in the first 6 months that Hex has been around, I would say that that's a success. Now, in the future, one of those things might happen. It might be hacked. It might be dumped on. Richard Hart might, I don't know, completely implode on it. But you could say that about any coin in cryptocurrency. Any. The other day, people thought that one of the Bitcoins, a block of Bitcoins were being moved that they felt might have been related to the original Satoshi Nakamoto. And the market dumped like 10%. So if he ever, we all just assume he's dead. But if he comes out and he sells those 1 million Bitcoin, like, everyone's going to go, oh my God, it's a scam. It's a scam. I can see it now. So you could literally say that about any coin. So you have to pick and choose where you feel. And I always say don't invest. No, what is it? The beer's gone straight to my head. Only invest what you're willing to lose. So very small amounts over a gradual period of time. Don't just FOMO in. So if you don't like Hex, stay away from it. If you do like Hex and you look at it and you think, oh, I quite like that, then invest only amount of money that you're willing to lose. And that's the best advice I could give you. I'm not trying to push it on anyone. I don't care if you invest in it or not. I just go through my cryptocurrency journey and you guys are watching my journey. You all have your own journeys and you're all in your own lanes. Just because I talk about something, it doesn't mean that you have to jump into my lane. You're in your lane. So that's how I think of it anyway. Guys, anyone staking Hex for 10 years? Oh yeah, I just read that one. True. If Bitcoin goes up, Hex will too. If Bitcoin goes up, generally they all go up. That's because when the price of Bitcoin goes up, people think, oh, I want to convert my Bitcoin now into an altcoin because I want to see the gains from them. So people will sell their Bitcoin, get an altcoin, say like Ethereum, and then convert that into other projects as well. Where are we at? 9,870. If we do this live stream long enough, guys, we might actually see 10k. I'm up for that. I'm playing the drinking game. Every time I hear Hex, I take a shot. Hex, 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 hex. Enjoy that. You got shamed out. Is that aimed at me? Did I get shamed out? Numero uno says, yo, Glenn. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining the video. Last stream, I had my stomach pumped in hospital, so please pray for me, guys. I hope you feel better soon, Jade. Would you play in the drinking game again? LOL, that's what the BTC maximalists do. Yeah, I think that crypto is a very tribal community. It's very... everyone's in their own lanes, and it's almost like, imagine driving in a lane down a motorway, and someone slowly starts to rear towards you. Sort of have a panic, and you're like, people get aggressive, didn't they? And they start swearing, "Get off the road!" And that's a bit like cryptocurrencies. People, you know, they're watching these videos or reading articles online, and they're sort of like, "Oh, this guy's talking about something that isn't pumping my bags. Get off the YouTube channel, get off the live stream, I hate you." But I don't know. I actually hold my... I think I showed you guys. I was really transparent. Where's that? I actually showed my... Where did I put it? There it is. This is my holdings of cryptocurrency. So you can see here that... I hope you guys can see that all right. You can see here that Bitcoin is my largest holding. So my belief of gaining the most amount of wealth going forward, you have to say, is in Bitcoin. So if you agree with that, then you and me, brother, are in the same race. We're in the same game. But if we look at Hex on this is, let's have a look. Hex is this brown one, so it's this one here. So it's like my third largest holding. My next one after that is Ethereum. So you've got to say Hex is like my third favorite project. So it's not like because someone is talking about a project that means, oh God, they're selling everything and going all in on this scam project and I don't want to get sucked into it and I hope Glenn doesn't do it because then I'll do it. Oh. It's not like that at all. Hopefully we can all see this journey together. And what you have to remember is that we're all here during the bull market, the time where the search engine for cryptocurrencies is at its lowest. We're here, so you have to say we're typically the people that are most interested in this space. So why can't we all just get along and help each other? But there you go. That's my point of view. James says, are you aware of the amount of stuff happening in the DeFi space? If you are, what platform do you think is going to do the best except Maker? I was going to say Maker, but you've put that in there. God damn you, James. I tried to use Maker, actually. So before I'd done a video on it, I bought a Maker coin. So I actually spent about $500 on one. And then I went over and realised, actually, I didn't need it. Went over to the Maker platform. I sent it Ethereum. It created DAI. Then you could buy more Ethereum with that DAI, but then it was a leverage site, like bit like the lending platforms. So yeah, I found that really interesting. But you could borrow money again, but for some reason to set up an account, it cost me like, I swear it was something like $20 in Ethereum to set it up. And then I had to, because you were sending it Ethereum and it was exchanging it for DAI or something like that, it was making 2 transactions. The fees were really high. And then I went into it and edited this is in MetaMask. Then I tried to edit it to make it lower. And I started putting the gas fee lower. And then it came up with a warning sign saying you can't do it this low. And I was like, I thought, I don't want to spend 20 quid on this. And then I'd already spent 20 quid setting it up. And then this was like another... I thought, God, this is going to cost me like 40 quid. And I was trying it out with like, I don't know, maybe $100 worth of Ethereum. And I thought, God, this is like 50% of my money has gone in fees setting up this. So I actually just stayed clear of it. I thought, oh, do you know what? I wish I'd sent that money now to Hex. So yeah, sorry, I didn't actually answer your question, but I have dabbled in the Maker platform, James. I'm not too sure. The best decentralized exchange I've seen at the moment is that Uniswap. Let's see if I can get my Google Chrome up. If I go over to here. For someone who doesn't do trading, this is awesome. All I have to do here is put in my balance and I can pick a coin. All of these coins here. I can, if I wanted, I don't know. Let's have a look at some funny ones. What's oh no, there's Nexo there. There you go. So and then you just click swap. It's that easy. I won't, because this is the amount of Ethereum I put aside for like transaction fees and stuff. But yeah, and it's just that easy. And then it goes into your MetaMask wallet. You click here and you have all the different coins that you have available. You click on the one you want to use and you can send it. So literally any ERC20 token. And I think I saw that MetaMask actually put a post on Twitter today saying that they're working on an upgrade that's going to go live soon. So I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, for iOS compatibility, so it'll work on Safari and also on my iPhone, because then I can sort of, like I've said to you here, I have to use Google Chrome. None of these things work because MetaMask doesn't work with Safari, and I use Safari for all my internet browsing. I'll slowly go over to Brave once it's got all my passwords and stuff memorized, and at the minute I just use Apple because everything I do on my phone copies over to the laptop. So yeah, so you guys keep talking about Hex. I wasn't actually going to bring up Hex today. So anyone who's saying, Glenn, you're selling out or you're shilling, it's you. It's you. You're asking me. Where are I? Oh, my Hex. Or your share of the POT goes down every day. Shares are more valuable than price. Long-term staking is the best way. Oh, look. Where'd it go? Hit Umbro. What's Hit Umbro? Gonna lay it on tonight. I don't know what you mean. Sorry, RG. Bitcoin says BSV is the real Bitcoin. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Satoshi's vision all the way, baby. It's more of Satoshi's vision than the coin that Satoshi created himself. Got Bitcoin Cash free from the split back in 2017. Nice. Well done. Hexologist has joined in. Yes. Welcome, Hexologist. Mate, you are everywhere. I don't know if you're still in this chat, but you are everywhere. I praise you for it, but every time I go on YouTube, it comes up with a video saying Hexologist is about to go live. Whenever I check Twitter and I see anyone that's commented on anything on Twitter, you've commented on it already. And obviously you was in Richard Hart's live video, and I was thinking, God, this guy is everywhere. He is on it. Hey, RGS, Hexo, catch on the news later. Of course, Swissborg finally having a correction, massive buy. Yeah, so a few of you have mentioned this to me, actually. A few people have commented on my video saying, check out, what is it, Swissborg? Or something like that. Swissborg. Is it Swissborg? Swissberg? Where is it? Swissborg. Swissborg, manage your crypto investment. People were saying, oh, Swissborg now accept British pounds, so you can actually buy Bitcoin like it's a on-ramp, which could be an alternative to obviously Coinbase. Coinbase seems to be in the UK the best way to buy crypto at the moment, but people were saying that they accept. Oh yeah, look, British pounds. Invest with your local currency. Our banking partners belong with Instant SEPA and Faster Payment Network. Can be completed in as little as 5 minutes. I mean, Coinbase is pretty instant, actually. But what is this? Is this just a wallet? I'll have to download the app. I'll check it out, guys. Do they have their own coin? Let's have a look. Oh, is this it here? Oh, see, that makes me a bit wary, actually. So you get staking, become a premium user and pay 0 commission for Bitcoin. Is that on purchases? Because if that is, I'd be very interested. Imagine if Coinbase started off and they had their own token. How much would that be number 2 behind Bitcoin on CoinMarketCap? I wonder. What do you guys think? Hexo, you are the marathon man. Glenn, in your streams, you should spread lies about Hex and things like Hex has a new partnership with Amazon. That would help pump the price. Getting near 10k, yeah? Is it? Let's have a look. Oh, no, it's dipping a bit. Damn you, Bitcoin. Been in crypto since 2015. Used the haters' crypto as fuel. Pitman says, getting no notification. Huh. Julian says, anyone used MoonPay? Never heard of it. Do they take British pounds? ETH gas is high. It's cheaper gas with Hex contract though. Crypto.com gives you no fees. Where was that? Oh, it just jumped. Crypto.com gives you no fees at the moment. Yeah, that, yes. But if you click on the card and you make a deposit, once that money's on that card bit, so I say the reason I keep going like this and showing this to the is just to make it really clear. Like, once you put it on this card, your money, you can't buy crypto with it. I tried to use this card on Coinbase to buy crypto, couldn't do it. You can't send the money from the card to your fiat wallet, which is part of the exchange. You can't just purchase CRO. So you have to, when you go into the app, you have to click on CRO and then click buy CRO. And that's a separate transaction to actually deposit in money to your card. You can't use your card to buy crypto. I don't know why. That's really confusing, and but I can figure it out anyway. Get some KNC at the moment. What's KNC? Let's have a look. KNC. We've got 33 people. Oh. Did I search that in the right bit? Yeah. KNC. No. It's not happening, brother. You can link MetaMask to Ledger. Oh, what's happened here? Why has this changed size? Hexologist says, I'm still here, bro. Hexologist, when do you sleep? I suggest any of you that are watching my video, if any of you are interested in Hex at all, go and watch this guy's videos, Hexologist. He's in the live chat now. The energy levels that you operate on are like... I like your videos. I like what you're doing. Hex is making crypto fun again. I honestly... you guys keep talking about Hex. I wasn't going to bring it up. I just want to point that out there. Anyone watching this video past it being live, they're going to, oh, this is just one big shilling scam for Hex. I didn't bring it up. The live chat did. If you guys want to keep talking about it, I'm happy to. I believe that Hex is one of the best opportunities at the moment in cryptocurrency. What do I mean by that? I mean, I reckon you can make a shit ton of money on it. I'm just putting it out there. I'm sure some of you are going to get triggered by that and absolutely hate that and say, Glenn, you're selling out. But if we look at Ethereum, I remember when I got involved in cryptocurrency, and obviously the first thing was Bitcoin. And actually the first thing I saw about Bitcoin was I talked about it in my video earlier about hitting 2,000 subscribers. I saw a thing on it and it was all about people getting scammed by Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was a scam. Then when I got involved in cryptocurrency, Ethereum was a scam. Then XRP was a scam. Then Bitcoin Cash was a scam. Every coin I've ever heard about in the world of cryptocurrency is a scam. It's going to zero. It's been hacked. It's been dumped. It's had a bug. The people who create it sell it. I've heard it about every single coin. I can't think of a coin that wasn't a scam. No one's ever said to me, oh, Glenn, you should look at this. It's definitely not a scam. Like, everyone's a little bit skeptical. All the ICOs were scams, like at the time. Feel free to have a beer with me, guys. Ching. I'm still here, bro. Thanks for the content. That's all right, D Biggie. Thanks for joining us. 33 of you watching, so I hope you're all smashing that like button for me, even if you have to leave to quickly smash that like button. Where was I? KMC, light maker, but works with all blockchains, not just Ethereum. Sounds a bit sketchy to me. WireX has asked for KYC yet again. I've not heard that. Kyber Network. Yes, I've heard of that, mate. LOL, thanks, Bitglen. That's right, mate. Richard Hart made a thing that will work if people use it. Hexologist, how many hex do you have? BitConnect. Hexologist says a few. Are you trying to do a video every single day of the AA transform lobby? Because that's dedication, brother. That's dedication. I wouldn't be able to get away with that. I don't think I'd be able to do that. I don't know about you, Hexologist, but I'm a dad of 5 kids and I've got a wife and friends and family, and they all seem to want more. Like, no matter how much time I give them. We've been in lockdown. I've been with them 24/7. But the minute I come into the shed for an hour, they're like, you need to come in because you need to do this. And I'm like, you've had my time like for 7 days straight. Leave me alone for 2 hours. I went out earlier to the shops and I was too long at the shops apparently. I got told off for... My wife rung me up and had a go at me. Oh, right, you can... I probably shouldn't get into all this, all personal stuff, but... she started having a go at me about I was too long at the shops, and I said, but why does it matter? Like, you wanted me to buy coffee, I'm buying you coffee. Like, why does it matter how long I am? It's like, well, because I want you back. And I was like, why? No, why? They just, I don't know. I suppose that's a nice feeling. I'd rather it like that than nobody wanting to spend any time with me. Tone Vase did a YouTube series on what he called scam every coin. Yes, Tone Vase believes that anything that has anything actually, even if it hasn't had anything that was an ICO, anything that runs on Ethereum, Ethereum itself, I think he's just recently called, he's always been calling Litecoin a scam, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, XRP, Coinbase. He's telling everyone to delete Coinbase. But I tell you what, and this is what really impressed me, because when Richard Hart went on that I don't know if you guys watched it, but there's like a 6-hour long video where they rip into Richard Hart and the Hex platform. Richard Hart then joined it halfway through conversation, and there was a couple of lawyers in there, and he was like, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, what's wrong with that? I'm trying to cover myself this way, that way. And they was like, it won't work. And he said, well, we'll see. And as he explained himself, because obviously you get that, when you have an initial confrontation with someone, there's that, like sort of like a, what do you call it? Like a ball sort of mentality. Your back end goes up and you sort of tense up, you tense your muscles and you try and make yourself appear big, like wider than you are. And all of a sudden you get, ready for a fight. And once you realise actually someone's not being hostile to you, you normally relax. So you'll see people go, oh yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. And that's how the conversation went. And actually Tone Vase was like, oh, okay, so you're doing this, you're doing that, okay. And then the one sticking point was, where's the Ethereum? And he says, I don't want to tell you what I'm doing with the Ethereum because then it'll make promises. Now, for him to say that, if he just said, well, yeah, because I'm going to earn it as profit. It's going to be profit to me. I'm the creator of this project. Why can't I earn profit? Now, if he said something along those lines, then everyone could be like, oh, right, he's earning profit. But the fact he was saying, I can't tell you what I'm going to do with the Ethereum because then you'll expect a return or profit or price to go up, which then makes it a security. The only reason I can think that he would say that is that he is planning to create something. Now, people in the Hex that are more into the Hex community, like Hexologists and other guys in the group, they may know. They might say, yeah, he's doing this with it and he's going to create his own blockchain or this, I don't know, some software that runs on Hex and it's like has a killer utility. I don't know. He may have something like that in the pipeline, but That's just my theory. That's what I read into it. But anyway, towards the end of that argument, the lawyer sort of says, "Oh, okay, yeah, I sort of see what you mean. Yeah, no, that's fair enough." And then even Tone Vays was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So what the token does this and the coin does that, so you don't actually create the token." And he starts to calm down, but then he ends it. He goes, "Until I know what's going on with the Ethereum, I will always consider Hex a scam." And that's how he ended it. And I was like, that is the most back down I've ever seen Tone Vays. Normally he's very passionate, like, it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam. Towards that, he started going, "Okay, yeah, I can see the project, I can see what you're trying to do," and and all of that. But he said, "You're earning money out of it, so I think it's a scam." And that's basically how he ended the argument. I bet, bro, no doubt you will be a millionaire if you cashed out Hexologist. There will be about 20 cryptos with 98% market share, but this is the last time to buy shitcoins to make huge profits. This is the last opportunity. Yeah, so I done a video the other day, guys, and I said this is the top 10 coins that I think are going to make you wealthy, and Hex was on one of those, actually. And the reason that I'd done that video was because I was actually going to create a spreadsheet of each token that I mentioned, how much they were today, and what the market caps were, and then just keep that spreadsheet aside somewhere, because obviously I'll forget this. I'll have to go back to that video and check each price of them, and actually monitor when Bitcoin goes on this next bull run, which I believe will be in the next 6 to 12 months, not financial advice. When that happens, they're all going to go up along with it. Now, at some point, everyone's going to sell their altcoins to jump in on the Bitcoin bandwagon. Now, I won't have to do that because most of my position is in Bitcoin. So I'm happy with the amount of Bitcoin I've got. And actually, I won $200 of Bitcoin today. Get in through Crypto.com's Twitter feed. I'll talk about that in a second. I'll show you that. So I won some Bitcoin today. I was really excited about that. People will sell their Bitcoin, sell their altcoins to jump in on the Bitcoin bull run. So altcoins, that will be probably, if you're very sort of quick, and you'd have to not be tempted to jump in on the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin will rise before all the others. So if you buy altcoins between now and then, yes, that is the best time to buy these altcoins, because we're talking about, Tezos offering you whatever it is, 5% APR through a soft staking through Coinbase at $2. That is going to be $20, isn't it? Let's just be honest with each other. Everyone talks about like the total market cap. None of that will matter because a lot of the numbers are artificial anyway. When Bitcoin goes up and say it 10x, everyone will then jump on the altcoin bandwagon because they say, "Oh, Bitcoin's leveled out now. Right, I'm going to sell my Bitcoin and I'm going to join this other token that has been riding along with Bitcoin anyway." So the total market cap of that coin has also sort of maybe 9x, 8x, a little bit behind Bitcoin. But then everyone's going to sell their Bitcoin to buy these altcoins. And then we're going to see different coins pumping on different days. And people are like, "Oh, I wish I'd bought Hex today. And I wish I bought Litecoin yesterday. Oh, and I wish I'd bought Bitcoin Cash today. It's just pumped 40%. We'll see all these coins pumping at different points in time. And the Bitcoin dominance will sort of go back down. That's my theory. That would be the best time to sell those altcoins. Whether you want to sell them for cash or whether you want to sell them back for increase your Bitcoin holdings, that would be my strategy. And then if you felt like that is it for the Bitcoin bull run, which no one can predict, then slowly cash out, or at least get your investment back out plus some profits. At least you can say, during this whole Bitcoin bull run, I have earned X, Y, and Z. If you've invested $10,000, take out $12,000. That you've got your 100% return on investment, and you've earned £2,000. Now, if everything goes to zero you've earned $2,000 from the whole experiment, from the whole journey, whatever you want to call it. That's my suggestion. It's up to you what you want to do with it. Pitman says, old missus not here, no thumbs down. No, give it tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be a thumbs down on it, as all my videos get. Hexo does the Hex News every day. I've done a video every single day so far. 191 vids straight right now. That is mental, mate. I don't think I've done 191 videos in total. I get shit from me crypto time. I don't know what that means. Are you getting shit from crypto time? Are you watching these YouTube videos? Is that your crypto time? I don't have 5 kids, just one on the way. Oh, congratulations, mate. Well done. About to become a father again. Ching. That's good to see. How do you find fitting in then? So you've got a pregnant wife, or pregnant missus at least, and a kid already, and you're doing YouTube videos every day. Now, I assume, I'm going to guess, and don't have to answer this because I'm talking personal life here. Are you working as well? So have you got a job, a wife and a kid, and you're doing a video every single day? If you are, well done, mate. That is dedication. I actually like Tone Vase. He is insane. I really like Tone Vase videos. Not knocking Tone Vase at all. Obviously his opinions to mine are different, and that's what I mean. Tone Vase is very good in his lane. He knows far more about cryptocurrencies and cryptography and the laws of crypto and trading and stuff like that. He knows that. Awesome. Fantastic. But again, he seems like someone who is single with no kids, with no job. So he can dedicate 100% of his time to it. But yeah, I'm not knocking him at all. I really like Tone Vase, and I watch his videos almost every day. If not, like, I might go a couple of days where I don't see one, then I watch one. Sometimes, funny enough, I just read the description of his video. Like, sometimes he really puts a long description of his video, like the title of these videos. So it'll be like, Bitcoin consolidating at this levels. A pump is due in 2 days' time or something like that. And I think, oh, I'll watch his video in 2 days' time then. I feel like I haven't got to watch the 45-minute long video then. The lawyer one, yes, was good. Tone Vase, eggs all in one basket. Tone Vase does not trade. He just holds and sells at the top he sees. I tell you what I don't like about traders, right? What I don't like about the YouTube, you will never, well, I say you never, you very, very rarely hear one of them say, you know, like with stocks and shares, you see, you have like these programs, TV shows, and I'm sure that he's famous, but I don't know his name and that. But you know the guy who's like, he has buttons and he smashes a button and it will say like sell stock, and he's like, I think you need to sell Amazon stock because it's at an all-time high and they've just had this and this and that. I find that more knowledgeable than the lot of the crypto YouTuber traders. All they do is they say, because I've been watching quite a few like over the last 3 years, and they'll say, one, you don't see their face normally, Tone Vase you do, but they'll say things like, oh, this is really interesting, oh, it's topping at a 9, and what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the next 4 candles to see what way this is going, and then from that we can determine what percentage it should go up or down by, blah blah blah. And then you go to the video like 2 days later and they're like, oh guys, today we bottomed at a 3. If we wait a few more candles, we should start to see a consolidation here. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait to see what the next 4 candles tell us. You watch it a week later and they're saying the same thing. So they're just basically saying, let's wait for the next candle. It's very rare you hear them say, guys, buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin today. You need to buy it. It's going to pump. It's going to pump like a motherfucker. And then you, like, a week later, you know, it'd be good if you had someone who, maybe that's what I should do. I should just do videos like that. You said, guys, you need to dump the Bitcoin, put it into Ethereum. You never hear anyone say that. Now, I know there is like some sort of like people, that YouTuber will probably get sued for like offering financial advice on like some sort of live stream or whatever. But yeah, I don't find any value in a lot of what they talk about. Really, all you can gauge from it is sometimes they'll say things like, normally when there's a triangle, so when it starts to get to the edge of a triangle, they go, oh look, this is bouncing within this triangle. Give it a week or so and we may see this triangle, if it's an ascending triangle or descending triangle, it'll pump or whatever. Like at the minute, apparently there's one, I don't know, I was watching one today and the guy was like, Crypto Lark, and he showed this triangle and the candles were all over like they were out of the triangle, they were well out. But he was still talking as if they were inside the triangle. I assume that's because he's talking about the bottom of the wicks and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, we're bouncing within this triangle and it's an ascending triangle. Bitcoin price is either going to pump loads or it's going to dump loads, but we'll find out at the end of the week. So really, all you can actually gauge from those sort of things is normally time frames. You can say like, okay, at the end of the week, or I can see towards the end of this month the price of it going up or down. But it's very rare you hear them actually make a call on it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm sure some of you go, oh, this guy doesn't know technical analysis at all. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And that's right. I don't. I'm just saying what I see. Richard Hart is one smart cat. Yeah, actually, when Richard was just doing Bitcoin stuff, and it's a shame that he's obviously keeping his cards close to his chest. He's not promising anyone anything, and he won't refer to the price of Hex going forward. When he used to do the Bitcoin stuff, I follow his, and he was someone who used to say, sell your Bitcoin, it's going to dump today, or buy Bitcoin. And he even used to change his Twitter handle to Richard Hart win or Richard Hart lose, depending on whether he thought it was going to be a bear or bull market. And so he really, really emphasized and he used to make some really good calls. He used to say, right, we're topping at 18,000 here. I think you should sell your Bitcoin, or I can see it going down from here. And he was spot on. And then he said that Bitcoin was going to go to below 4,000. He was spot on. So he is someone that will actually, I'm sure there's loads of calls that he got wrong, because if he got them all right, then he should be a trader. Richard Hart did interview with Tone before what I think when Richard Hart was a maximalist. Yeah, I think he did back in the day. I think they know each other pretty well. Big boys are getting in. Their use case for alts is getting more Bitcoin or fiat. Yeah, so we're seeing now that, was it Grayscale? I've seen quite a few articles. Grayscale have been buying a ridiculous amount of Bitcoin. Every week now for the last couple of months. And I can't remember what the figure was, but they're charging already, actually. If you want to invest in Bitcoin through Grayscale, I think they're charging something like 11.5, 12 grand for a Bitcoin. Because they're saying they've got to add on their fees and their premium for having it secure with them. So you're paying them to hold it for you. I'm going to open my second can, guys. Come on. Hurry up. Who's with me? It says here, Grayscale buy 33% of all Bitcoin mined in the last 3 months. Grayscale Investments bought up 33% of all newly minted Bitcoin over the last 3 months, as an asset manager continues to stockpile major cryptocurrencies. The investment fund added 60,762 Bitcoin to its Bitcoin Trust Fund between February the 7th and May the 17th. A researcher posted on Reddit. That's the equivalent of 607 Bitcoin acquired by Grayscale each day during the 100-day period. Grayscale become aggressive in its acquisitions over April as Bitcoin's third halvening hype reached fever pitch. About 34% of Bitcoin. Now, this isn't a good thing, I don't think. It's a good thing in terms of there's going to be less supply. But do we really want... And I think we all must have known deep down, if Bitcoin is going to go up, and if you can predict a trend, and this is what everyone's been looking for. Since I've been involved in cryptocurrency, everyone has been trying... Sorry, I'm jumping from conversation to conversation. I've just heard what I've said. What I'm trying to say is, do we want one company holding so much Bitcoin? Like, they're going to be able to pump and dump the coin whenever they want. Do we want them holding that much Bitcoin? I'd love to hear your feedback. What do you guys think? And also, the other thing I was trying to say is that... no, it's gone. It's gone. It'll come back to me in a second, though. Let me catch up with your conversations anyway. Big boys are getting in. The use case for alts is getting more Bitcoin. Who here has read Rich Dad Poor Dad? I haven't read it, but I know the gist of it. But I probably should read the whole thing. My crypto time is sat in front of 5 screens looking at price, working as well. But crypto will be my new job. Awesome, mate. That'd be awesome if you can do that. Dogecoin will dominate the world. God. We're Negan now. Thanks for joining, mate. Dogecoin, eh? I actually agree with you there. I think Dogecoin probably will have a really big pump when Bitcoin goes up. Trading, you need to see where it is going. Hey, buddy. Sorry I missed most of the stream. That's KJ. No, that's all right, mate. Don't worry about it. You're here now. That's all that matters. Just smash that like button for me. There's 31 of you, so some of you have left. If any of you guys do a tip through the smart, what is it, super chat feature, then my little beer glass next to my head here will fill up. So if you want to see that bad boy fill up, leave a tip. I already agree with you totally, Glenn. RG3 says, "Bwah, nailed it. TA is bullshit in crypto." Exactly, bro. Pitman says, "Did you hear your best trade when you took some cash out of Hex as it went up?" Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. You guys keep bringing up Hex. You keep bringing up Hex. I was just trying to talk about Bitcoin then. Yeah, so with Hex, and I recommend any of you do this. If you're investing in anything in life, invest in it. If it goes up, take your initial principle in it. Thank you for the tip, Cal. Let's see if the beer fills up in a second. I think there's a couple minute delay. What was I saying? Get your return on investment. So if you invest £100 into something, if it goes up to £300 worth, obviously you need to wait for that to happen. That could take a while. But then take your £100 back out and some profit. That's what I did with Hex. I put £800 into Hex. I withdrew £700 at the time, and I kept my remaining balance in there. And then I've actually withdrawn another £200 or £300. So I'm actually about £200 up from Hex. Now that is if Hex goes to zero. Since then I have put in another Ethereum, which cost me about £180. So you could say that I'm back at my 0% return on investment, 100% return on investment. So I broke even. So if Hex went to zero to tomorrow, I'd be like, okay, it was worth a try. But if if I cashed out right this second, I've got $1,400 worth in there, so I'm actually up 1,400, which is about a 3x, I believe, because I've had my return on investment already, and I've got double my investment in there, so it's about a 3x. So I've got 3x from Hex so far, and I think we're right at the low end. I think Hex can easily go to sort of 3 or 4 cent, which means I would be probably at that point from where we are now about 10x. So who knows? We'll see. Thank you for the super chat, Cal. I really appreciate that, mate. You didn't put any comment though. You should have asked me a question or said something funny with it. Did the beer fill up? I didn't see the animation. Did it fill up? Someone tell me. I want to know. It looks like there's more little silver coins in there now. I think over time, gold coins go in there and it fills right up to the top and then they start overflowing. What about Crypto Zombie? Yeah, I've never actually seen a Crypto Zombie video. The only way I've heard about him was through Chico Crypto. I think he really pointed him out one time. But I haven't seen him. I haven't watched any of his videos. I started watching... I'll tell you one that I started watching. Oh, fuck. I'm going to have to find it now. I started watching a guy called... Is it BitBoy? Yeah, here he is. BitBoy Crypto. And this guy... Yeah, all his videos are this. Top 5 altcoins. How to find out... And I was watching... No. Yeah, I was... listening to one of his videos in my ears while I was doing my food shop the other day, and I was thinking, what is this guy talking about? He was talking about coins. Could coins go like do 1000x? And he was like, yeah, they can. What you need to do is you need to go to page 5 or 7 of Coin Market Cap. You need to find ones with, it doesn't matter if they've got a high supply or low supply, and it doesn't matter if they're what you need to find is ones that... What was he saying? He said something completely absurd. And I was like, what is this guy talking about? Now, you can buy a coin that is going to 1000x. You can. But you are buying a lottery ticket. You can also win the lottery. For you to see those gains... You have to, let's say I go to, does it give me the, let's click view all. You have to buy coins on the 3rd, 4th, 5th page and just wait. Just wait for Bitcoin to pump, and randomly one day, oh look, there's Hex 201. Should be actually closer to 20. Apparently, according to Hex Live. If you go to, say, Bitcoin HD, I don't know, any of these, you want ones that are cheap, really. For it to 1000x, obviously the price is then going to be, that'll be like $900 for tap or whatever. You need to pick ones that are so cheap that they're as close as possible to zero. So say like, I'm trying to find one, like this. Casino coin. Now, for it to 1000x, that means that 6 will go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be $6. If you can find a coin like that, at some point, yeah, it probably will pump 100%, 150, 200%. But you have to, one, find that coin and invest in it and hope that it's not a scam that's going to fucking absolutely drain your fucking wallet out somehow. So that's one thing. Then you have to hope it doesn't get hacked. Then you have to hope it doesn't get taken off a exchange, especially one that you use. Otherwise, you've got these tokens, you've got nowhere to sell them. And then, once it does pump in price, you have to hope that you are so fucking fast at selling it that you sell it whilst it is pumping. And you have, so it's just so difficult. It's like, I don't know what the best analogy. It's like buying a scratch card. Yes, you can win £30,000. You can. With every scratch card you buy, you've got a chance that you will win £30,000. But the odds are like 1 in... we can tell, actually. I could probably tell you. It's 1 in... how many coins are there now? Like 1 in 5,569. And think of all the cryptocurrencies that are not listed on CoinMarketCap yet. Like Hex hasn't been listed on CoinMarketCap properly. So, unless they've been out for 6 months. So yeah, it's a bit of a minefield. Doge always pumps and dumps. Good earner. Bitcoin has so much onboarding, it's a no-brainer. But I suppose banks have most of Bitcoin by now. I've just bought 5k of Vet. It's about to moon. 5k. Vet. Is that V? Let's have a look. Vet. Yeah, V chain. It's up 6%, brother. All-time high. 9. No, that is just under 2 cent. Why do you think it's going to moon? What news has come out about this? Let's have a look. Let's go to website. Weren't V-Chain meant to be like they log every single car? Was that V-Chain or was I thinking of another one? I'm not a fan of V-Chain. Sorry, King of Crypto. May be wrong though, it may pump. But yeah, if you can invest in it when its price is like that and you can sell at the all-time high, then happy days. That's sweet. It looks like it's already had quite a decent run up. Obviously, it had that big slump off when COVID hit, as all of them have. And now it's at the sort of resistance level that it seems to bounce off that line. So it's going all the way back from November 2018. So almost a year and a half, 2 years worth of it not getting past sort of just under 1 cent. Vet is going on Coinbase. Fuck Hex. Is it? Is it going on Coinbase? Coinbase isn't the pump that it used to be, I don't think. What was the coin that just recently went on Coinbase, but it didn't actually do that much? Was it that OMG or OMG coin or something like that? I think that went on Coinbase and it didn't pump that much. So, I don't know. Sitting here babbling about Hex, go trade alts, you'll make dollars today. Are you a fan of Peter Schiff? Yeah, I quite like his content actually. I've always said to you guys, I like hearing, right, this is why something's really good and this is why it's really bad. And he comes up with some really good arguments. I love that little, what is it? He's got like a gold-plated MasterCard that when he buys stuff, he's actually spending gold. That's awesome. You got it, Glenn. Play with free money. Wicked. Carver NC, KNC, Carver. Yeah, Carver is, I heard something about Carver today. Is it that their mainnet is going live or something? Or Carver. Oof. See, mind you, that's quite a small amount of data in it. That's only from 2019, October 2019, so it's not even a year old. Looks like it's going to dip down there. I don't like the look of that either. Sorry, mate. What is it? DeFi for crypto. Carver. I've heard something about Carver today. I literally heard about it today. Something's happening with Carver today. Easy and safe. Platform secured by 100 plus validators. Very best professional validator service for your assets. Oh, hello. Sarah Austin. Oh, hang on a minute. Who's this? Look at that hat. Sunny. Good old Sunny. Awesome. Like, it started off, they all looked pretty professional, apart from him, he looks a bit scruffy. And then, hey, good old Sunny. He's a researcher scientist for Cosmos. Oh, he's an advisor. I think Cosmos is doing something as well, isn't it? Hang on, what's this little countdown? Mainnet upgrade. Yeah. So was that today? It was quite recent. I heard something about Carver's mainnet going live or something. So this is what I was talking about. There's only so much time for me to have done a video about Carver. I have to do research about it. So let's say that takes 1-2 hours, right? And that's not a long time to actually research into something. You think how much research you've done into each project. So say like King of Crypto, before you put $5,000 of V-Chain in, I'm sure you didn't just look at it and go, oh, that's a cheap price. You've done some sort of research leading up to it. And then obviously you do a video. That video may take, let's say it takes 1 hour to record. So let's say it's a half-hour long video, but obviously you've talked for 45 minutes. A lot of it gets edited out because my videos, I don't know if this is me in particular, but if you actually watch them, they're a lot of me going, because obviously I'm looking around, clicking on all these different web pages and stuff. It's a lot of me going, and I say, so I have to edit all those out. And normally there's big gaps as well, especially I'm talking to you guys. So obviously there's a to and fro there. But when I'm just recording to myself, obviously I leave big gaps. So like if I'm clicking from one page to another, I'll say like I'll be saying, oh, so this is Carver, and I believe that in the future they're gonna do really well because they've got their mainnet upgrade. And when I click on another page, I leave a big gap. And then I take a deep breath. Now going over to the daily hodl, so I have to sit there and edit all those out. So then that may take, I don't know, another 2 hours, 3 hours to edit. So before you know it, you've now spent 7 hours on this video. Now you try and fit 7 hours into a day where you've got your wife and kids in the background. It's difficult. Believe me, I've tried many times. The dregs on page 5 of CoinMarketCap get used to do what they did back in 2017. But boy is funny, just wants to sell a bot, but he has some sense. I don't watch him. Chico Crypto does good research. Yeah, I really like Chico Crypto. He's probably one of my favourite YouTubers actually. CRO is good, undervalued. Use a trailing stop with 3% down. I don't know what any of that means. OMG only did 300%. Ooh. GTE, gold, get silver and crypto. All day, every day, looking into what is maybe good in the future. I assume that meant to say future. Yeah, I'm not into trading, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I am looking more at cryptocurrencies now, like I would look at stocks and shares. Since I've started buying stocks and shares, I've started to look at cryptocurrencies as if they're companies. So I'm looking at them thinking, do I want to hold Bitcoin for a long period of time, like a good 3 to 4 years? Do I want to hold it for that long? Do I want to hold Ethereum for 3 to 4 years? If you look at Warren Buffett, a lot of things that he talks about, he says that he likes to buy great companies. So he buys a lot of well-known branded companies, like I think he owned a lot of Bank of America, Coca-Cola. I think he owns a large share in Walt Disney. So yeah, he buys these big, well-known brands, and he just holds on to them for a long time. And if you look at them over a long period of time, they are going to do well. And then everyone's like, oh, he's the greatest trader of all time. But he doesn't. I don't think he day trades. I don't think Warren Buffett actually buys, like he sold his Delta Airlines. He didn't make a significant purchase since then. But anyway, I digress. So if you look at, if that's worked for him in that space, what's to say that if you was to buy, you got to say, right, do I feel comfortable with how XRP has performed, what they have done, their price movements, and what I know about the management of the company and everything like that? Would I want to buy XRP and hold for 4 to 5 years? Now, if the answer to that question is no, don't touch it with a barge pole. If the answer is yes, then you should probably have a large stake in that crypto. And that's what I tried to do with my coins that I picked the other day. They're all coins that I feel have done well in a bear market, which you would say then that once we're in a bull market, they're going to perform extremely well. That's my philosophy behind it. you're going to see people coming out that are new into cryptocurrency. Maybe they do a little bit of trading in stock shares, but a majority of them won't. They won't be traders. And they're going to look at coins that have done well consistently. Now, if you look at, say, the CRO token, and I'm sure the CRO token is going to have dumps along the way. I'm pretty dead certain of it. But if you was to follow that and you would say, okay, it started here and it has gone to here. Now, fast forward 6 months to a year and you look at the CRO token once we're in a bull market and everyone's got all these crypto cards, I would imagine the price is going to be up here somewhere. So it's going to look like it's consistently gone up. I think that's going to perform very well in the bull market. And when you start looking at, this is the point I was making earlier. I'm sure a lot of you know this already, but these are completely irrelevant. So when this has a 2 billion market cap, you could say, oh, well, I think that's going to go to 3 billion, which would put it there, 7th or 8th. But when Bitcoin 10x's, or whatever, which that's what I'm predicting, probably something like that, 8x to 10x, that's going to 8 or 10x as well. So instead of that being 181, that is going to be close to 1 trillion. Now, obviously, that's going to drag all the rest along with it. So all of these won't be 3 billion, 4 billion. These are all going to be 30 billion, 40 billion. So I can see this going to 10 billion or held back or kept or something from some other process to give that 20% APR. Because then if everyone staked all their CRO to like everyone and just kept generating 20%, eventually they're going to run out of coins. So like, I want to know where is that come from? I'm sure someone has read the white paper and they'll send me a message or comment saying, oh, it's because of this. That's something I need to look into. Archie says staking. I think staking is going to be the next buzzword. So before it was ICOs and things like, what were the key phrases in ICOs? Privacy, airdrop, Binance, being listed on Binance, being listed on Coinbase. These were all, if you like, pumpermentals. These are all buzzwords. I think that give it a year, once Bitcoin then drops, everyone's going to say, oh, Bitcoin's performed well good. Oh, but I want to earn like some sort of interest. I want to have a savings account in crypto. And there's going to be all these like, oh, we offer 20% staking, 5% soft staking, this, that. And I think that's going to be a massive driving factor on where people put their money in cryptocurrency. Because once they've got their head around Bitcoin, then the floodgate is open to any digital currency. Who knows? What do you guys think? Where's the future of Bitcoin going? I want to know. If you want stocks, this man is brilliant. Gregory Maroney, give you signals. No Chereg and is the Robin Hood of Wall Street. Robin Hood, I assume that meant. CRO has a use case and looks like BNB to me. Yes, I said that. I said I can see it competing with BNB token. Gone too far. I can see it competing with BNB token for sure, Binance coin. So that would give it a 2.7 or closer, let's say 2.5 billion. But I think that they're offering more than Binance. The CRO token, bearing in mind actually, Binance is available in the US because they've got the US version. The Crypto.com's exchange service is in its testnet, or beta they call it, sorry. Once it leaves their beta, they're saying that it will be available in America potentially going forward, and there will be other features. I'm going to eat a cracker. I don't know about you guys, but once I've had a couple of beers, I get the munchies. Chainlink seems to be a buzzword. Everyone talks about Chainlink at the moment. I ain't got a clue what that is. Monero. I like Monero. I'll put it in my top 10. A random gamer dude. It's a bit late for you, mate. Yo, I'm really late. That's alright. We've got 22 people watching the video. How many likes have we got, guys? Someone tell me that. Where's my dashboard? Let's see. Who has liked this video? 19 watching. Ooh. Oh, don't tell me how much likes I've got. Damn. Well, anyway, I hope you guys have smashed that like button for me. It helps spread the channel. Yeah, the CRO token, we've got this Bitcoin. Who's gonna, I want to know out of you guys, who is gonna be jumping in on this Bitcoin syndicate event? It's first come, first serve. Ooh. So that's going to be an early start that morning. Random Gamer Dude says 25 likes right now. 25? There was like 40 people watching at one point. So that means there's 15 of you out there that haven't. You know who you are. You know. I might have to do the app and get some MCO. I actually regret staking. I got some MCO, and because I got, when you guys use my referral link, so if any of you sign up to crypto.com, there's a link in the description. I don't know if it's in this live video actually. Might be. But there's a link. If you use it, you get $50 for free. If you don't use the link, you don't get anything. So it's in your best interest to use someone's referral link. I'd have to go to one of my older videos. But anyway, if you do that, you get the $50 free. A few people have done that. Obviously, I've then generated MCO. Plus, I've been going around buying stuff. Using the MCO card. There's my ugly face. A video within a video. There's the link. Ta-da! Oh look, I'll do my hex one as well. This is me shilling now. Shilling. There you go. If you use that link, you'll get $50 when you sign up, worth of MCO for free. So, you know, to get one of those metal cards, it will cost you about $200 worth of MCO, but you'll get 50 back straight away, which you could just cash out if you want, and get $50 back. Or you can obviously use that and try and stake some MCO. I staked 50 MCO, which obviously is another. So I've got about 100 MCO staked, but I wish that I just sold it. It's locked now for 3 months. Can't touch it. Can't end stake it. Nothing. So I've got 50 MCO, 100 MCO coins that I wish I'd converted into CRO, because it'd be about £400 worth of CRO token, which is. That is about, I'm going to say, I don't know, saying like 5,000-6,000, which would give me enough to stake on the CRO exchange side, getting me 20% APR. Whereas the MCO that I'm staking, I'm getting 4%. Aiden says, used your link, Glenn. Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. You get $50 free, so it's not like I'm just shilling you something just for my own benefit. It actually benefits you guys to do it, so that's why I've been mentioning it so much. I think if it was just a link that only I got something, then I probably wouldn't bring it up as much in my videos. But it's the fact that you get something for free. I would rather you use the link, even if they took my $50 referral thing away, and I would still say, guys, use the link, you get $50 free. So it just makes sense. It's the same with the Hex one. That's what I like about the Hex link. If you use my link, you get 10% extra when you use the AA Transform lobby. I might actually do a stake now, actually. Should we do a stake now? I've got 20,000 Hex. Let's put in the maximum amount. 20,000 Hex. How long should I stake this for, guys? This Hex. Don't say 10 years. I've been waiting a week or so for the card so far. How long did it take for MCO card to arrive? Once I registered my interest with MCO, like quite a long time before I got it. But then once, I think Steve in the Telegram group chat, if you want to be a part of the Telegram group chat, the link, that's not in the description. You can just search now, Team Bitglen, so join in with that. He put on there saying, I've received my MCO card. And I thought, why haven't I had any notifications? Then I realised my Crypto.com emails were going to my junk folder, so I never saw any of them. And they put on there, like, card is now available in the UK, register your interest. But when I did actually go on the website, filled out all my details or through the app or whatever, and then I bought the 50 MCO, I got the card, I would say, 3 days later. But saying that, they have just become available in the whole of Europe. So that's a huge market. So I don't know if that's maybe delayed them a bit. And obviously we've seen the CRO token really pump in price. So I don't know if that means there's a massive demand for the amount of cards there are. Obviously I got it before loads and loads of people in the UK were doing it, I suppose. I don't know. I seem to have got mine quite quick. Use your link. Do I have to put in my social security number to get $50 free? No, because what they do, a random gamer dude, is when you sign up to the card, they don't give you $50. They give you $50 worth of MCO. So you just all of a sudden, your MCO, let's just say you have 50 MCO, because that's what you need to get the metal card. All of a sudden in your app, you will see that you've actually got 60 MCO, because $50 worth will get you about 10 MCO. So you'll have 60 MCO straight off the bat. What I'm saying is you can sell that MCO if you want to and have it as fiat money, or you can just keep it as an extra 10 MCO. So really what the way they should word it is you get 10 MCO, but it's $50 worth of MCO. They don't just give you $50, if you like. The $50 is locked though, I think, until you stake enough MCO. To get the $50 free, you have to have staked 50 MCO to begin with. So you sign up for the card. Let me just get them up actually. I'm glad some you guys are asking me about Crypto.com now rather than Hex. Everyone kept asking me about Hex. If you go over to, this has probably logged me out now. Let's go over to Crypto.com. Oh no. Crypto.com. Let's go to their cards. Right, so if you sign up and you just get this blue card here, you don't get the $50 free. If you use the link and you buy 50 MCO, so you have to get the red card, the same as me, you have to buy 50 MCO and you have to have staked it for 6 months. So you stake this MCO, then you get $50 worth of MCO added to your balance. So you will end up with 60 MCO, but 10 of them will not be staked. You can do whatever you want with them. You can sell them for CRO tokens, you can exchange it for Bitcoin, or you can just cash it out and get cash. But you have to go for this card. If you go for this one here, you don't get anything for free. But you do get 1% on all rewards. That's not too bad. Someone's put, how long did it? I've been waiting for a week for my card, 4 years. Hex is a scam. One day it will go down massively. You may be right there, Tobin. Time will tell. That is why I advise to anyone who invests in any project at all that is new and is whatever, is to only invest what you're willing to lose. Only put in what you're willing to go to zero. Now, for a millionaire, he may be willing to invest 10 grand. For someone like me, I'm not willing to do that. So I was willing to put in, I actually had a little bit of faith in the Hex because I saw the way that it's performed over the last few months since it started. So I actually put in a bit more. I put in about £700 to £800, but that was the money that I was willing. If it went to zero, I wouldn't have lost sleep over it. For you out there, maybe a tenner. It may be £10 or $10. That may be your tolerance for going to zero. So only invest that amount into any project, not just Hex, any. Dude, you can't even spell massively. Same Archie. Apparently over 5 years is a good... 4 years. So Archie's saying stake for 4 years. Apparently over 5 years is good for the longer pays better bonus. KNC though, people £1 coin will be like Maker. Maybe LOL. I look at this shit most waking moments. It will retrace 25%, but maybe up, same as CRO. Use the links, you both get something instead of just nothing. Keep the MCO. Yeah, one of you said, Glenn, are you gonna upgrade your MCO for if I got close to having $500 worth, I probably 500 MCO tokens, which is about £2,000 for me, about that, something like that, which I've probably got in CRO actually. Then yeah, I could get the 3% rewards, and obviously I can start claiming Netflix, which I do actually spend money on Netflix, but they refund you this back in MCO. So you obviously put your account with Netflix, and then they refund you. I think Netflix is about, for me, I get it through my Sky actually, so I only spend about £5 a month, but they refund you in MCO tokens, so every month your MCO will just be going up. I suppose like a really good way of staking. I did the same mistake as you. Staked MCO, should have done CRO. Yeah, I wish I actually just done the CRO staking. I'm keeping my spare Bitcoin in CRO with 2% trailing stop. Been stopped out today, looking to get back in when it starts getting up. How do you buy the MCO? Good question. So when you actually sign up for one of these cards, you can just use your bank or credit or debit card to buy MCO. They also, once you've set it up, do allow you to do bank transfers depending on what country you live in. You can send it a bank transfer. Now that feature is not available in the UK at the moment. They had a partnership, I think, with Barclays, but that has come to an end. So there's no bank account that they have. But apparently they're going to be signing up with, what was it? The same as, who did I use recently? I can't remember. But the same company that Revolut, I think, uses, which I think is Clearbank or ClearPay or something like that. Which means we'll be able to do bank transfers. We'll be able to send and receive bank transfers directly to them. And there's no charges for that. They receive the money their end as long as you put the reference number. And then you can buy MCO and whatever you want with that. Crypto.com is legit. Past world-renowned security audit. Yeah, so they actually just got a... was it a privacy... I don't know, not an award, but they passed an audit for the highest level of personal data security. So CRO are not messing around. They are the most insured crypto company in the game with a 360 million insurance policy against any hacks or losses. Now they've passed this audit for personal data. They've also created a crypto.com app, which you own all the private keys to any crypto that you hold within it. They're going ham. Like, this is a company that, like I said earlier, if you're thinking, oh, I wish Coinbase did a coin because that would pump like crazy. Well, I'm telling you, you could invest now in the Coinbase beta. I think as long as crypto.com play their cards right, this company is going to be huge. If you can onboard into crypto using these guys, along with the card features, and if you could start to spend the crypto so it converts it automatically for you at the till, these guys are, they're going to smash it. They're going to absolutely smash it. And that is why I put them in my top 10 coins that are going to pump. I'm not talking about fucking page 5 of CoinMarketCap with some shitty little pump and dump coin that's going to be for video games that you can buy internal skins for, all that crap. I'm talking about an actual company that has a token. You can buy it, and as the company grows, so will the demand for the token. And that there is the one to watch out for. I can see this going to... If I'm being honest, I can see this going past XRP. So I can see it having it would have to have a market cap of more than... I think XRP is actually going to go down as opposed to CRO going up. But I think CRO is going to go up. So I can see it getting past these fake... I call all 3 of these fake Bitcoins. So as soon as it gets past those... You would say then it would have a $5 billion market cap, which I don't think is unreasonable. So I reckon you're talking 25-30 cent per CRO. And at the moment they're paying 20% APR. I've been buying £200 worth of several different interest coins. Would you just focus on a few coins or spread investments across them all like I am? That's a good question, Gavin. Now, depending on if you don't care for the coins, let's say that you're just going to wait for them to pump and then you're going to sell them. I assume that's what you're going to do because that's what most of us think are doing. Sell each one as they have their day in the sunlight. So as each one pumps, sell that one and then just buy Bitcoin. And then as another one pumps another day, sell that one, or if you just hold loads of money in one, you have to hope that one coin has its day in the sun. It's the same as betting on roulette. You'll see some people just put all in. They'll put £10 straight on the number 8. If that comes in, they've won like 360 quid or whatever. Some people like to put 50p or 50 cent on loads of different numbers. They dot it about all over the place, which means they have a higher chance of that number coming in, but then the payout is a lot smaller. So it all depends, I suppose. I would say pick your favourite coin first. And it seems like there's a few different people in this chat now than there was earlier, so I'll bring this up again. This is my holdings of cryptocurrency. So I try and be as honest and transparent as I can be on this video. Obviously, I need to be a bit careful because I have praying eyes watching my videos. But you can see here, my largest holding is Bitcoin. I suggest all of you do the same. I think Bitcoin is going to go on such a huge run within the next 12 to 18 months. I think it's going to start in 6 months' time, but I think the real figures that we're going to be talking about in the news and in the press are going to be probably within the next year. So once we start saying, oh, Bitcoin's at 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, that's when the FOMO will begin. And that is when these coins here will have their day in the sun. Now, depending on when you cash those out will determine what your overall profit is, because a coin could 1000x or 100x or whatever if you bought it at its all-time low and you sold it exactly at its all-time high. It's very unlikely. What's more than likely to happen is you probably bought above its all-time low. And if all of you are honest with yourselves and look at your cryptocurrency holdings, you that praying eyes comment was cryptic. Well, if you'd been watching my videos long enough, you'd know, Aidan, that my ex-wife watches these videos and she normally gives me a thumbs down. And as soon as I start talking about what money I do and don't have, normally when we go to court about certain things, she starts bringing them up and using them against me. So, and that's happened in the past a couple of times. So that's what I meant by that. I just assumed that you all knew, because some of you do. Yeah, so I would hold mostly Bitcoin, and then as each one of these has a massive pump, so if one of these all of a sudden has a 40% pump in one day, that'll probably be the day that I'll be looking to sell it. I won't catch the top, but at least I'll be a part of the conversation. That's what I'm hoping. That's my guesstimate. Has a coin XRP got a use but not decentralized? I don't know. I don't understand that question. Sorry, mate. You'll have to rephrase that for me. Aidan Glenn, you have received your Bitcoin from the giveaway. Was chuffed to see your at. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I forgot to mention, didn't I? If I go over to my Twitter, which I suggest that you all follow as well, just under the name Bitglen, I got a notification today. Oh, I've got a message here. Who's this from? Message requests. Football Flags UK. Hey, saw you mention Swissborg on your live stream. Unbelievable project. Look into it. They recently launched their Wealth app, which has pumped the price, and that's only with the first rollout phase. The value of the token is staking it. You will get genuine fee-free Bitcoin purchases. I sacked off Coinbase and I won't be buying on crypto.com, but we'll carry on using their card for sure. I sound like staff now, but I'm blown away with the potential of this. Yeah. Thank you for that comment, Football Flags UK. That's I like that. So here we go. So crypto.com, we're doing they're doing an event. You guys can all take part in this. So I want you to all do this. You have to like, comment. We're giving away 100k in Bitcoin. Follow, like, and retweet for a chance to win $200 worth of Bitcoin. And it says there, comment and screenshot your card and country for a higher chance to win. So if you click on retweet with a comment, you put on there, heycrypto.com, tag a minute or something, so you increase your chances of them finding you. And then I took a selfie of me holding my card. So I was like, I posted a picture with a tweet like this, like me going like that. And I put like love in my crypto.com card. Completely forgot about it. Then I got an email today saying, hi, congratulations for being the winner of a 100k giveaway. And I thought, oh my God, I've won 100k. Oh my God, what is this? Why have I won it? And I was thinking, I didn't enter a competition to win 100k. What is this? And then when I went back and read through my notifications, it said, oh, here's the winners of today. And you can see there, Bitglen. I won $200 worth of Bitcoin, and all in total, they're giving away 100k worth of Bitcoin. So every single day, this refreshes, this restarts. So I suggest any of you that have got your cards, even if you just do it tomorrow and just retweet with a comment, heart it, follow it, whatever, and just put on there, put a picture of you like with a sad face or something. I'm still waiting for my card, or something like that, just saying to get their attention. And they're picking 10 different winners a day or something to give free Bitcoin. Then you give them your email address that's associated with your exchange, and they put it in there. Now I assume they're doing that because they hope that you use that $200 worth of Bitcoin to trade, which is quite clever really. because then they'll get the trading fees off that. But anyway, $200 worth of Bitcoin for free. Get in. Thank you, crypto.com. Yet another plug. Yet another plug. I actually applied to become an ambassador, which means that you're willing to help people out with their questions, which is what I'm doing now, essentially for free with you guys. You've all asked me questions about crypto.com and I've tried to answer them. Bitcoin's... Come on. We wanted 10k before this video ended, but it's 10 to 12 now. I've got to go to bed. So thank you to that comment on Twitter. If you're watching my live stream still, or if you watch this back, you was on my live stream. I'm going to check out this Swissborg because it seems if it's an onboarding thing with no fees to buy Bitcoin, that is huge. Like that's good. I see. New sub here. Oh, well, thanks for joining, Aiden. We've got another Aiden in the group that always joins in with our live chat. So maybe you're a different Aiden. I assumed you knew. Bitcoin will probably go bonkers when the banks have milked the retail investors for their coins enough. Sell half on a double. Then half again on a double and so on. Yeah, that is a really good strategy, actually. Sell on a double. I like that. Double bubble. I see I'm a new sub. Swissborg 300% this week. Really? Swissborg. What's the name of their token? It's like CSB something, wasn't it? Swissborg. There we go. Quite a small coin. Whoa. That really bottomed out, didn't it? Where's it out now? So right now, it's at 8 cents. But at one point, it was like not. It was half a cent, and it has just gone up. That's a big pump. That's almost at its all-time highs again, actually. So that is interesting. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this Swissborg. I'm going to download the app. I'm going to try and buy some Bitcoin with it. If it works, I'm then going to try and sell the... I'm going to try... Sorry, I read Aiden's comment just as 3.3k now. What does that mean? 3.3k now. Swissborg, no fees, but only bank transfer for Swissborg. You still got any miners? No, I haven't. I sold all my miners when they were still popular. I tried to make a point the other day. Someone said to me, "Oh, Glenn, you don't know what you're doing." Something that I feel I am good at, and I can honestly say this hand on heart. I'm good at. This is on my desktop. I normally delete everything, but I always keep one file. I always have one file on my desktop, and that is this one here. And obviously a spreadsheet, it's not amazing, but this is something that I always let me just change that a bit. So this is all of my monthly outgoings. This is everything I have going out, how much I spend on it, and as each month goes past, I tick 0 on them, so I know what I've paid on what day. These are in order of what day they come out, so then you can see every month what I've got coming in and out. And towards the end here, I have what date they have to be renewed on. So if my Sky or my phone bill or anything ends, I don't know, gas and electric, I have a date. I know, like, oh, that's up for a renewal today. I better look for a better deal. I'm quite organised and good, although I don't appear to be on these videos. I like to play a bit of a clown. I'm pretty good at looking at what I've spent and how I break even. When I bought those miners, I think I'd done a spreadsheet with that, and I shared it if you guys remember those videos, and I said, right, all in total, and I included the shelving that I used to store it on. The shelving, the bolts, the screws, the sellotape, the Ethernet cables, the switch machine, the thermostat, everything. Everything I ever spent on that mining venture I had down, and I think it was a figure like, but in the end, because I bought a couple of Z9 minis, I think all in total it was like, I'm going to say something like 1,600, maybe 1,800. The second I saw that the hash rate was going up and up and up, and I was earning less and less coins, and how much electricity it cost me, I then thought, right, I need to make a decision within the next couple of weeks, because once it goes past a certain threshold, it'll become unprofitable, which means the machines are less desirable. So I put them up for sale on eBay, and someone came to my house and he bought them off me for about £850 cash each. So I got about £1,700 out. So you could say I broke even. Maybe I even earned £100 profit out of it. Plus I had about, I don't know, £250 for it. It might have been £500 worth of Zcash that I was mining at the time. So I actually made profit on that whole venture. When I got involved into Bitcoin, I bought Bitcoin at $8,000, I believe. I only bought about £400 worth. It went up obviously very quickly. All of a sudden it was worth about £1,200, the amount that I put in. I was then trading it from Bitcoin to Litecoin to Bitcoin Cash, and this is why I can talk quite confidently with what people tend to do in these markets, because I've been through it, I've done it. I was there, I was that guy. So the new people coming in, once Bitcoin goes on a bull run, I sort of have an inkling. Not that I know everything about trading, I don't, but I have an inkling of how they're going to feel and how the emotions that are going to ride through their minds and how they think they're going to become rich, because I will know going into it, okay, there's a tipping point, there's a downside to this. So what I don't want to do is have a certain amount, like all those cryptocurrencies I just showed you, and once it hits, I don't know, 80,000, whatever, and then it drops, say, 10% from the top. So say it goes down to, say it was at 100k and then it dropped down to 90k, I'd be thinking, right, I want to sell a large majority of my holdings here, because, you know, we've had a good year of continuous growth, or 8 months or whatever it might be at that time. I know that this is going to drop now for the next probably 3 to 4 years. I don't want to be holding that crypto thinking, I don't want to sell it because I bought it really cheap. And then you just become a hodler out of necessity, not choice. I'm thinking about, these lending platforms, and I think this is why lending platforms are going to do so well. I don't know what you guys think. Pitman, you might be able to advise me on this, but if you say you got Bitcoin, I've bought it at $8,000. If it goes up to, say, let's just say hypothetically it went up to 100,000k, part of you would think, I don't want to sell this Bitcoin because what if it goes up to 200k, 250k? You'd always be like, I should have sold it. I shouldn't have sold it. What if you was to borrow the 50%, like the maximum amount, and that way you've gained £50,000 out of it, but you still own your Bitcoin. Now you're going to start accruing interest on the money that you've borrowed. But then if Bitcoin did have a massive drop off, like we've seen in the past, like obviously what happened in the last bull run and the one before that and the one before that, there's been about 3 or 4 of them that have happened. Let's do some visualization. So let's say we're at this point here, roughly, somewhere around here. What if you was then to max out, do like a 50% loan on Nexo, Cellulus, or something like that? Now, let's say that Bitcoin goes up continuously. Great. What you can do is you can keep borrowing. So with that Nexo platform, you can borrow, say Bitcoin's gone to 100k, you've borrowed 50k against it, so now you own 50k against it, and that's the maximum you can borrow. But let's say it keeps continuing, it goes up to 110k. Well, all of a sudden you can borrow that extra 5 to 10k. So now you've got 55k out of it. Now, if Bitcoin then slumps all of a sudden, does one of its 80% drops, like I'm sure it will do again at some point, does that mean that, is that the best idea? Obviously, the best thing to do would be to sell at this high, but you will never know when that high will be. So you can't. It's very hard to gauge. You could either sell at the all-time high and then hope that you can buy back in sort of down here. But you never know when that's going to happen. It's going to be very hard for someone to do that. So what if you was to leverage it? Now you've only got 50%, but if it has a big drop, they sell the Bitcoin for you to cover your debt. So it's the same as you selling at sort of halfway on its bull run anyway. What do you guys think? This is something that I'm playing about with. The other idea is to sell a certain percentage of Bitcoin each time. So I was watching this video the other day, an exit strategy of Bitcoin going on a big bull run is to sell, say 0.25 or 0.1 of a Bitcoin every time it, like Pitman said, like every time it not doubles, but every time it goes up 30% or something, sell another 0.1. That means that you're always cashing your way out on the way up. But then I suppose you'd have to look at that and say, well, over that period, by the time it gets up to a certain amount, right, Pitman is saying don't lend, as this is what gets it all going wrong, but only lend when it is low, as the price increases will pay it off you are loan. Don't lend when it is high or you will lose everything. Yes, but my point is, Pitman, is that we want to exit out of crypto at some point. Now, if you're thinking, okay, I just want to hold Bitcoin forever, I'm going to hold it for 10 years, then, completely I agree with you. I'm thinking during the next bull run, I want to cash out of my position. I don't want to be left with all the crypto that I have I don't still want to be holding it when it's down here. I want to sell while it's here somewhere, yeah? But you will never know when that is. At some point, you have to take the plunge, send all your crypto to an exchange and sell either most of it or all of it. So when do you do that? It's like, whereas if you do the lending side, and I know it is risky, but what I'm saying is that you borrow your money against the crypto. So you've gained money instantly. You gain it that day. You've gained the money and you've still got the crypto. Best of both worlds. But you've only gained 50% of it. So if Bitcoin's gone to 100k, you've now just withdrawn £50,000, yeah? You've got £50,000, you're getting an interest rate of 5 to 8% or whatever, and that's adding on every day. Then Bitcoin goes down, slumps 80% in price. Well, then they're going to say, right, Glenn, your Bitcoin's only worth sort of 30,000 now, but you owe 50,000 against it. So you need to sell 20 grand of it to pay us back. So they sell 20 grand of the Bitcoin, which is going to be most of it or whatever, Well, then you're still left with some crypto. You've paid off all the lending that you've done on it. You've still got crypto and you got 50 grand of it on the way up. Do you see what I mean, guys? Like, it's sort of like a little bit of the best of both. Well, like, not the best. Obviously, selling it completely outright means you've got 100% of whatever the value was of that day. But you need to hope that you sold it at the top and you're not selling it like 3/4 of the way. Because what if Bitcoin goes to 300,000? You're going to kick yourself. Oh, God, I sold it at 80,000. Why didn't I just hold it? So you do the lending side of it. You borrow 50k's worth, and if it ever drops or whatever, then they just sell your Bitcoin for you, and that's it. You don't owe them nothing. You're not in arrears. There's no minimum monthly payment, so you're not paying nothing a month. You're just eventually you will sell your Bitcoin. But that would be the same as saying I sold my Bitcoin at 50,000k. Aidan said, I would say set yourself a target. For example, my sister is going to uni. If Bitcoin gets to the point that I can give her a year's tuition, that's a really good idea, actually. That would be my cash out point. My goals, my actual financial goals in the next 3 to 5 years are to be able to pretty much pay off a house outright. Whether that's a doer-upper or something like that, that's a bit cryptic again. As well as doing this cryptocurrency, I think I've told you guys, some of you may not know, but I've also got other investments. So I've bought some stocks and shares, and I've also bought a property that I'm intending to do up, which means I'm increasing the value of it, and then to rent out. Now, I'm hoping to do that 3 times this year. So I've got 1 under the belt, and now I'm going to buy 2 more this year. Next year, I plan to buy 5. The year after that, I plan to buy a plot of land and build some houses on it from scratch, and then rent those out as well. So then at that point, I'll have like 12 properties that I own. At that point in time, I will be looking at my cryptocurrency position, and if, say, Bitcoin is at a level where it's like, I don't know, 100,000 a coin or something silly like that, I'll be thinking, do you know what, I could buy my house outright if I sell my Bitcoin now. That is when it'll be very difficult for me to continue to hold my Bitcoin. Now, I may regret that in the future. Bitcoin might go to 1 million, but I wouldn't care at that point, because my main goal is to secure a house for my family that, one, is big enough and grand enough for what my ambitions are, and secondly, to secure the future for my kids and grandkids. So I would hold that house, and I would create a will that none of my family could sell it. They'd have to hold it for so long, so that if any of my kids or grandkids are ever in a position where they haven't got anywhere to live, they can always stay at my house that I built on the land that I own. I just really opened up to you guys like what my plans are going forward. So cryptocurrencies isn't the be all and end all for me. It is a huge part, and I'm really interested and I'm really passionate about it. But I also have other projects on the side that obviously keeping my time and helping me get towards my goals. I've actually written this all down in a little book. What I think that you should all do this. Set yourself, like was it Aidan that said that? Aidan, he set himself a goal. I want to be able to pay for my sister's year's worth of. Now, if Bitcoin gets to that point where he can do that, then he's hit his goal. He's happy. He's done something that his sister will never forget. So in that term, he is financially successful. I think a lot of people think financial success, like being successful in life, is once you're a millionaire, once you're a trillionaire, once you're a billionaire, whatever. But that isn't the be all and end all. What are you going to do with that billion? What are you going to do with that trillion? And if you say, well, I want to help kids in Africa or something like that, then that is when you do that, whether it's at 100,000 or a million or £100, whatever it is, you were successful. You set a goal and you hit it. And my goal is to completely own a house outright. So if Bitcoin offers me that opportunity, I will take it with both hands. And I wouldn't care if I sold Bitcoin at 80,000 or 100,000 or whatever, and then it continued to 1 million. I wouldn't care. I would say to everyone, "Oh, see, I told you it was going to go up." But as long as I could honestly say to people, "Yeah, I rode that wave up and I bought my house out of it," and I'd be well happy with that. Like, I may be like, "Oh yeah, I wish I'd held it for a few more months because it doubled," but I'd be well happy because I set a goal and I hit it. Still got half left. Aidan, good point. Not in full though. You sold Hex on a big gain. Still got Hex that is trading. Yeah, that is true. Play with the free cash to gain wealth. What do you do for a living, Glenn, that you can buy properties on a mass? Oh, I don't own them outright. So I bought a property. Actually, I'll say that. The property that I've just bought, I did buy outright, but it's in a part of the UK that is a lot cheaper than where I live. I don't know where you live, Aidan. You might be in the US or you might be in in the UK, but it's actually up north somewhere. So it was a lot cheaper. It was about 40 grand. I hope once I've done it up that it'll be worth about 75. And then but I don't really care. At that point, I'll just remortgage it, and with the money that I get from that remortgage, I will then buy my second home. So it all relies on leverage and borrowing money. UK. So I bought a property in Sheffield. Don't know if you know where that is, but pass it on. I mean, interest-only mortgages. That's right, an interest-only mortgage. Then obviously I will use that money to go and buy the second property, and I hope to do the same with the second one, and I will buy then the third one. So I wouldn't own these houses outright. Obviously, when you're buying a house for sort of 45 grand, normally you need to have 25% deposit in there. So you're talking, obviously at that point, what's that off the top of my head, about 8 grand. I've got this all in a spreadsheet. So it's not as huge as what you just thought it was. So yeah, cryptocurrencies is one side of it, and I recommend that all of you do this. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you put all your eggs in one basket and that thing becomes really super successful, so say like someone said, why don't you sell your altcoins, put it into Hex, say. If I did that and Hex did take off and it sort of 10x'd, I'd be laughing all the way to the bank. But you really, really have to 100% believe in that project, because if it doesn't, if it goes to zero, which a lot of projects do, then you're going to be like, I've lost everything. So Bitcoin is like my hedge, if you like, against the financial sector crashing. So if the financial sector crashes, that means banks will probably crash, which means mortgage lendings will come to an end, which means house prices will pretty much overnight collapse. And I think the one standing tall above that is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's my hedge against that happening. But while that is happening, I'm going to try and take full advantage of it while it is available to me. So the fact that banks now are lending at sort of 1 and 2% APRs, I'm going to lock that in for 5 to 10 years because that is awesome. Aren't you worried about house prices crashing incoming? Not really. For me, I don't. Once I buy the property and I remortgage it, so the only point it will affect me is when it will only affect me if between me buying one house and then remortgaging a month or two later once I've renovated the property. Because if I buy a house for let's say I bought the house for £50,000 and then there's a massive house price crash and houses lose 50%. That's huge. That is huge in real world terms. So let's say that house is now only worth 25 grand. I don't care. Why? Because I'm not selling it at that point. I'm renting it out. If rent drops 50%, then yeah, I'd be very, very stressed. But to me, I'm buying the property, one, for sort of overall capital growth, but mainly because I want to earn the rental income. If I can do that enough times, I can live off the rental income. I can retire at that point. If I can earn, I would say, and you just saw there, I had a spreadsheet with all my sort of bills that I have. If I can earn that plus a little bit extra for spending money per month, then I can retire at that point. So that's my goal, if you like. And obviously, if I can buy a house outright, that's going to dramatically reduce my 50% drop. Could happen. Depression on the way. Yeah. So, but this wouldn't. When I'm buying these properties, I'm not thinking, oh yeah, I'll buy it, do it up and sell it. That will really hit someone hard if they did that, because when they come to sell it, they will owe the bank money back. So they'll have to go bankrupt at that point. It will only affect me. I'm buying a house and I'm planning to never, ever sell it. Never. Like, until the day I'm really, really old and I want to go all around the world. I probably wouldn't even do it then. I'll just remortgage it. So even if there is a 50% drop in the housing market, it doesn't matter to, it wouldn't matter too much to me, because it depends if the housing market picks back up over the course of 25 years, then I'll be like, oh, that 50% drop, yeah, I made that back over the 25 years, you know? It will only affect me if that 50% drop happens the day I sell it. That's the only time it will really affect me. And I plan to really never sell the house, never. I was even thinking about, for the first couple of years, using the rental income to pay off the mortgage, which means I have to pay tax on it. But I'm getting into I was actually thinking about doing videos, because I actually know more about the housing market than I do cryptocurrencies. I only know a small amount about cryptocurrencies. I know quite a lot about the housing markets. I've been doing it for years. And I was going to do videos about it, and I thought, will people in the cryptocurrency world want to see that, or shall I start up a new channel, which means I've got to do it all over again? And, you know, I don't know. I might just slip in a housing video every now and then, as long as you can rent it, I suppose. Yeah, so as long as there's a rental demand. If all of a sudden people are like, I don't want to rent a house anymore, then, yeah, then maybe it will affect me. But you're talking about the housing market crashing completely and people not wanting to rent. The chances of those two things happening are very, very, very slim, because people still need somewhere to live. Tokenize your houses, yeah. I should just ask tenants if they can pay me in Bitcoin. That'd be a good idea, actually. As long as you can rent it, I suppose. We got 20-year depression coming. If you sell it later, no problems. You got asset like gold, crypto, real estate. Keep going. Cheap houses soon if you get crashed. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. When people ask me questions like that, they say, I get this a lot from family and friends and stuff. Oh, aren't you worried about a recession? And I'm like, no, bring it on. Like, I want Bitcoin to drop to $1,000 now, like, because then I can buy 5 of them. Do you see what I mean? Because I believe that it will be more valuable later. The same with houses. If there is a recession, God, I hope I can buy one during it. Do you know what I mean? I want to buy a house during a recession. So I'll be more eager. If there was a recession, I'd be more eager. I'd be thinking, oh shit, I need to buy more than 3, because I've only got so many years or so many months of us being in a recession. Like, I wish I bought houses in 2008. You know, that was a big recession. But house prices have like doubled since then. So if you bought houses in the last recession, you are laughing today. So I hope there is a recession. The only thing with that comes with when the banks don't lend. So all of a sudden houses have to be bought cash. And that's when you have to then get investors involved, angel investors and friends and family, and say, look, how much savings have you got? Try and get them all to chip in together and say, look, I'm looking to buy this house. What if I paid you about 10%? Yada, yada. That sort of thing. The COVID situation is a problem. Unemployment, ridiculous. So money is an issue for renters. Yep, I agree with you. Yep, Get Zero, SOS 10. I bought my flat January 2008. Yeah, so Archie, if you bought your flat in 2008... I bet you know the value of your house now, and I bet you're laughing. Talk Hex, hey man, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate your everyday man take on crypto, especially as a fellow Brit. Keep it up. Much love from the Hex crew. Thank you, Talk Hex. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just a normal guy. I'm not I'm not a cryptocurrency geek. I don't know the full ins and outs. I don't fully understand cryptography. I get the main gist of it, but I wouldn't know how to program shit. I can barely spell English, let alone do cryptography. So yeah, I am just a normal guy. I'm not a trader. So I always think that I'm actually a pretty good example. When people say to me, oh, you're such a noob, or oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. And I'm thinking, well, actually, I know a little bit more than the average person, because obviously I do these YouTube videos. I'm always looking into stuff. So I know a little bit more than the average person. When that average person comes into the space, I'm thinking, okay, this was my journey into crypto. This is how I got involved in Hex and Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and all of that. people are going to do that same journey again soon, within the next 6 months to 12 months. And you have to look at it and say, right, now they've got more options. They don't just have to use Coinbase. And Coinbase, remember, at the time only had 4 coins. I think it only had 3 actually. I think it had Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. And then they added Bitcoin Cash to it after I joined in, and then there was a massive pump. And then they were talking about, they're going to add this, they're going to add that. Then there was just nothing for a long time. And then now there's about 10, 15 coins on there. All of a sudden, they've just really ramped up the coins that they're adding on there. But if you look at the other options they have now, they've got Crypto.com, this Swissborg that everyone keeps talking about. They've got so many more altcoins. Before, there was only 1,800 altcoins when I got involved. Now, that sounds still like a huge number, but it's not really when you think about it. Now there's 5,500. So that means people spreading their sort of bets into different cryptocurrencies. There's more chance for dilution there, that they're all going to spread this money out. So there's a lot more options now. So we will see people going one way or the other, or really liking something and not. So when you look at that, compared to how I got in, you could only invest into pretty much 3 coins /4 once it was available. And then you had to buy into ICOs. So you had to buy Ethereum and send in Ethereum to these ICOs so that you could exchange that for whatever their ICO token was. Now you can go on, like say, Crypto.com, Binance, HitBTC, OKX. You can do derivatives, you can do Bitstamp, leverage trading. There's just so many revenues that you can go down now with cryptocurrency. It's huge. It's really huge. And now you can lend against it, you can borrow, you can earn interest on your cryptocurrency. None of this was available when I got involved in cryptocurrency. So if I look at it from a point of view of being a noob again, I'm day one, right, I've just got into crypto. How would I do it? I'll use Coinbase. Oh, look, there's 10 other coins. Oh, look, this one's only 4p. Bitcoin's 10 grand. Oh, I'll buy the 4p one. Oh, look, I can buy 1,000 of them. Whatever. And then eventually they're going to go, oh, look, there's other exchanges. Oh, there's Binance. Oh, and there's this Crypto.com. And, oh, look, there's this lending platform, because actually I've put $1,000 into this, but I need that money back because I'm really skint this month. Oh, look, there's Nexo, Cellulus, Crypto.com, all these lending platforms. Then you're going to have people that are the other way, that have got loads of money. And they're like, right, oh, look, if I buy Tezos on the Coinbase app, I can earn 5% a year interest, whereas if I kept that money in the bank, I'd get 0.5%. So it's like 10 to 100 times better, or something like that. I can't work out that maths. So yeah, that's. I just think of it as like, when people say, "Oh, you're such a noob and you don't understand, you don't get it, and you should have read the white paper," and I think, mate, if I don't do it, nor are the fucking other 100,000 noobs that are about to enter this space. They're not going to do it either. So you have to take a new person approach. If you want to be a geek cryptographer and, really underground DeFi and all of that sort of stuff, yeah, you're a bit of a head of the curve, but when new noobs come into it, are they going to care about DeFi? Like, really, seriously. So, if you think of your mum and dad, if you was to say to your mum and dad, you should invest in this Bitcoin thing because it's going up, and are they then going to buy some Bitcoin and then search, like, decentralized finance? Are they going to do that? And then are they going to convert their Bitcoin to Ethereum, then convert the Ethereum into DAI, and then send that over to their MetaMask wallet? And then, do you know what I mean? Like, there's that level. You're talking about people that are in the cryptocurrency space being sort of a year or two ahead of where the noobs will be, or maybe even longer than that, 5 years. So I look at it, right, where are the noobs going to go? Wherever them noobs go, that's where the biggest gains are going to be. And the noobs are going to go, and I'm telling you this, Someone record this for me, what I'm about to say, because I always forget what I've said on videos. Bitcoin's going to pump the hardest. Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin. It's not going to overtake it in the top market cap, but it will outperform Bitcoin in terms of percentage of gains. Ethereum will do better. XRP is going to drop. Bitcoin Cash is going to go up. Bitcoin SV is probably going to go up a bit. Litecoin, I think, is going to struggle. Binance Coin is going to go up. EOS is going to go down. Cardano is going to, it'll go up for a little while. Once the mainnet and it's all complete and everything, I can imagine that going down a bit, depending on whether we're in a bull market or not and people just buy anything. Tezos, I think, is going to go up massively. I think Crypto.com is going to massively go up. Stellar is probably going to go down. Chainlink seems to be a buzzword between sort of cryptography people and YouTube people, so I think that'll go up. This one, I don't even know what that is. That's going to go down. Monero's probably going to stay where it is, maybe go up a bit. Tron is, I don't know, they're quite good at marketing, but it's going to go down. Who's going to use the Tron like blockchain over anyone else's? Why? I don't get it. Huobi token's going to go, it's quite popular in Asia, I think, so that may go up. Neo's going to go down. Ethereum Classic's going to go, mind you, that's on Coinbase. Dash is going to go down. IOTA's probably going to go up, I've got a feeling. Maker's going to go up massively. Cosmos is going to go up. Zcash is going to go down massively. This is, I'm talking like in the 6 months to a year's time. Not sure about VeChain. Obviously, king of crypto, he knows his stuff, so if he's invested heavily in it, but I don't know, I don't see it, to be honest. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm saying all this. I'm sure someone may timestamp this and say, oh, look, Glenn, you were wrong about Tron. It's 40% gained in one day. Ha 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 ha. I'm talking about overall and against Bitcoin. There's no point you holding loads of token. Say if Bitcoin does at a 10x and you're holding a coin that does 9x and you go, ha, Glenn, look, it's gone up 9 times in price. And I say, yeah, but Bitcoin went up 10 times in price. So actually you've lost out there. You've actually lost out 1x. Do you see what I mean? You have to be buying coins that are going to outperform Bitcoin. Otherwise you're losing. You're going backwards. So unless you invest in them, cash them out when they've pumped and then put that back into Bitcoin, then you're probably going to lose out. Especially by the time you talk about exchange fees. And I tell you what, I do really like that Uniswap. I can see a lot of noobs using that Uniswap because that is easy and it's slick. If you get that on an iOS app, that will be the exchange that everyone uses. No KYC process. It's going to really pump any coins that are on there, so all the other coins will want to be on there, not just the ERC20 tokens. That's my opinion. I've just blurted out a lot of price predictions there for you. I applaud your entrepreneurial spirit. I'm renting at the moment and was 3 months off having a 10% deposit. I decided to withdraw some moolah to invest in crypto. Well, if you've got sort of 5%, and if you're a first-time buyer, you have got the Help to Buy scheme, Aidan, which the government will pay 20% of the house for you. You just need 5%. So if you've got 5% and you're looking at a new build, then the government will give you 20%. And then you've got like 5 years before you have to start paying that back. But hopefully in 5 years' time, your house would have gone up in value. You can then sell your house, buy another house, and just pay off a large chunk of that Help to Buy loan with the appreciation of your house. Yeah, it's good, but short lease, less than 50 years at LOL. Oh, right. So you can renew that. See, I know a lot about the property sector. I know more about properties than I probably do crypto. I should probably have done a YouTube video about that. You can just renew that. I know it costs a bit, but it will massively increase the value of your property if you've got a 99 or 999 year lease as opposed to 50. At the moment, your house is seen as a risk, so it would put people off buying it. So you'll find that you'll get a lot of cash offers. So I would highly suggest that you invest and look into how much it would be to extend that. Talkhex says, like Peter McCormack with a smaller ego. Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about Peter McCormack. All I know is that I didn't like what he did with Richard Hart. To me, that's a form of bullying. I hate bullies. Hate them. I don't like any bullying at all. And that's the way I read that. And I did a video about it. It made me really angry. I wanted to contact that Peter McCormack, just say, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're degrading all of us, you know? Really interesting listening tonight, especially including the housing stuff. Can you briefly explain the process of remortgaging after adding value? Yeah, so same with anything. If you've added value to anything and you try and leverage that, you're going to hopefully gain back. So say, for example, you buy a house for £100,000. You go in and do it up. I call it doing up. But renovating the property. So now let's say, because you've renovated it, the house is now worth 150,000, just to make it easy maths. But you've spent 20 grand renovating it. So your total spend is 120. The house is now worth 150. Well, when you actually go to the mortgage company and say, can I mortgage it? They will remortgage the property on what the value is that day. They won't say, oh, you bought this for 100k, so we're only going to give you 75 grand. They will lend it. Let's just say you're doing a 90% mortgage. Most of them are 75% when you're doing for a limited company. So just for easy maths, 90%. So instead of them valuing it at the 100% and then only lending you £90,000, they're going to value it at the 150. So they're going to take the 15 grand off, which would leave you 135, which means you can pay off the mortgage that you got, the 100k, plus pay the 20 grand back that you renovated the property with, and then there's 15 grand there left over. Now that's yours to keep. And plus, you got to remember, to buy this property, you would have probably put in a deposit anyway. So now you've got your deposit plus the extra. So you may end up walking away with 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, whatever it may be. You use that to then buy the next property and do the same. But where you have to be really careful is you have to be looking at properties where that's possible. There's no good just buying a house saying, oh yeah, the estate agent told me this would be worth 150 if I do it up, because that's not enough research. You'd have to look at properties in the area, the same amount of rooms, same sort of road, same area, same side of the road, same, as much as you can as possible. Actually view the quality of what the houses are like inside and then say, right, okay, so if I achieve the same build quality as this in the same area with the same amount of bedrooms and the same driveway and the same size garden, my house should be worth this. So you actually spend a lot of time just looking at deals as opposed to actually buying and doing up houses. That's actually the fun bit. I think doing them up is like the have a jolly up time, but actually viewing all the deals, that does your head in. That's the hard bit. DeFi is the next thing. You must look into it for investments. Don't get a loan, lend to people and get percent. Spot on about the case for newbies. They don't even take stuff off exchanges. I do that. I've got exchanges where sometimes I can't be bothered to withdraw the balance. Like, it'll be so small, it'll be like 0.1 of something, and it says like, oh, by the time you pay fees, and I think, oh fuck it, just leave it. So I've probably got all these accounts with exchanges with like small amounts of Bitcoin on it somewhere, that if I added that all up together. So yeah, that is why really I like to use one thing that I know I can completely cash out of. Now, the other day, and I know that they charge high fees, and I know a lot of you are going to go, yeah, but if you said to me, Glenn, go and buy some Hex now, I could, or whatever, any coin that you're naming, Carver coin or whatever it is, yeah, I can, within the space of about 30 seconds, I can use my phone to send a bank transfer to Coinbase. Say it's £1,000. I'll click send, and then I'll get an email, a little notification pop up here somewhere saying, We have received your £1,000 deposit and it's available for trading. I log into Coinbase. I then buy whatever I want. Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever. I've passed all their advanced KYC processes, so I think I can purchase 10 grand worth of Bitcoin a week or something like that, 100 grand, something, whatever it is. But I do that. I then send that Bitcoin or Ethereum to whatever platform I want. And let's say it works out. Let's say it doesn't. Whatever it happens. But a few days later, if I want to, I can send the money back to Coinbase, the Ethereum or the Bitcoin. I can then cash it out and then do a bank transfer back into my account. And by the time I click send, it's actually Coinbase's side that is quite slow. They take maybe 5 minutes to half an hour to do whatever their processes is. And then I normally get a text from my bank saying, we've just received £1,000 from Coinbase. It's just instant, in and out. If I then go to these platforms like this Swissborg, I have to hope that their app works, their exchange works. I can set up a bank transfer to them and that it works and it's all fluent and everything like that. So yeah, I quite like Coinbase. It's just their fees. I just wish their fees weren't so high. Really, the next bull run will be led by cryptos that have provided yield. Everyone is chasing yield in this low interest rate. Yeah, I believe so. I believe a lot of people will look at what they can get percentage-wise. Got GBP and 6% interest in my bank. Don't do that selling point. You get 6% interest in your bank. That's very high. Clip this. Supply chain management does not excite the retail investor. Why would anyone buy VeChain? LOL. VeChain tells you if your Nike trainers are real or not with the RF chip. They do that with everything. May not be worth much, but use cases are being used. King of Crypto. Great job, Peter. Love that guy. Archie says, cost 45k to extend lease, but not happy with how housing market is going. Flat needs refurbishment too, so decided not to extend the lease at the moment. It depends, I suppose, how much your house, if your house is worth, say, I don't know, for argument's sake, 100k, but someone says, oh, you've only got a 50-year lease, I'll only give you 75k for it. You've lost 25k, but then it's cheaper than the renewing the lease, so then it would make sense to sell it without the lease. But if people start saying to you, look, mate, I'll only give you 40 grand for your house, then you'd be like, oh, shit, now I've lost 60 grand, or whatever. And obviously, it makes, I'm using very easy, simple maths. When you're talking about a house that's worth 280,000, it's very easy to negotiate 40 to 50 grand off a house, isn't it? So it's all relevant to where you live and the price of your house. I'm off, man. Keep it up. Put up the work in now. It's like buying the dip for your YouTube channel. It will pay off big time when the masses come in again. I hope so. I hope that this channel really picks up once we go into a bull run and people are actually searching terms. I've only used Swissborg once and was impressed. Everyone's been bigging up this Swissborg. In my YouTube comment section, everyone's been talking about this Swissborg. Normally when that happens, it's normally a scam. When I get loads of comments, but the people that have been saying it, I think, oh, okay, I actually respect that person's comment. So this may actually be legit, this one. Let's go to YouTube Studio. And let's go to... God, I've gained 13 subscribers tonight. Sweet. Thank you to everyone that's been clicking that subscribe button. Let's go to my comments. Oh no, these are in order of what I've replied to or not. Yeah, loads of people have been commenting saying you should check out Swissborg. I bet I won't find one now. Let's have a look in the likely spam. Crypto.com. Don't pay for Bitcoin. Yeah. Typical scammer comments. Likely spam. Email me at hackergabriel. No thanks. Active dating online. No thanks. Oh look, that's a legit comment. Do we get the big payday plus principal plus interest, or just the big payday plus interest? Good question. I saw a review on a page about Miss Diana Ann, and I must confess that it was a good. This sounds like a scammy comment. I haven't read this yet. She managed my account after I invested $500 and got $4,800 within 7 days. She is really helpful. Blah 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 blah. I bet this got a WhatsApp. Ah, yes, called it. Use my referral link. No. Hello, Glenn. I like the video and the Hex project, but what I don't get is where 80% of the Hex not locked. Can we compare this to other staking projects like you mentioned? So yeah, that just means how many people are staking. So some people are buying the tokens and just holding them, hoping that it goes up, and then they can cash out very quickly. If you stake, then you are... let's bring up Google. A lot of people, once you have staked, like my stakes here, you can't see them because I'm too zoomed in. If I end stake, you have to pay penalty fees. So, you know, then I'm going to be like, oh, is it worth end staking it just to cash them out because I'm going to lose 30% of them anyway. So the best thing to do is to hold some, which I've done. So I've actually held some back. I've got 20,000 of them. Just in case the price pumps. But then I've started thinking, well, actually, I don't really care if they pump. Let's bring up the calendar and let's do a stake until... What should we do it? I think November... Is that the big payday? November 19th? Yeah. So that black circle there is the big payday for November the 19th. Put that in your diaries, guys. Going over to Hexologist. Yeah, I probably will be as well. So I'm going to actually stake this past the big payday, which means that my 20,000 will turn into 22,000 because I get the longer pays better. Obviously, I get 2 trillion shares, and then the big payday of 40,000. So I should end up with, if my understanding is correct, with 62,000 hex for an initial deposit of 20,000. That's the way I've took it, but I know that that's probably the most popular question. So I'm going to stake that. Just going to bring up my MetaMask. Let's have a look. 61p. Let's do the fast one. That's actually cheaper for some reason. So let's click confirm. And then we'll see how long that takes to confirm. Normally when the fees are cheaper, it seems to go through quicker because the system's less bogged down. There you go. Staked. So we've just done a, 6-month stake. That will appear down here somewhere and it will start tomorrow morning. Oh no, because it's past what I might make it in. So someone minted their coins using my referral link actually, so I think that means they claim their free Bitcoin. So if you guys don't know, if you held Bitcoin, I think on December the 3rd, you can just go into this, put your Bitcoin address, and you can claim free hex. So it doesn't cost you anything. It's not cost you anything. So when people are saying, I wouldn't trust hex and I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole, at least come over, claim your free hex, and sell it. Just sell it. You gain money for nothing. I actually follow on Twitter. There's this like bot, if you like. I think it's called like they've done the same as the WoW, like crypto WoW type thing, where he tells you like, oh, someone's just transferred 100 Bitcoin. He does that with people that claim their free Bitcoin, and it comes up like someone has just claimed 133 Bitcoins worth of hex. So yeah, I mean that's huge. So yeah, the link is in the description down below. If you click that, you get 10% added on top. If you put Ethereum into the AA transform page, you get 10% added on top of the whatever you end up with for the day. And there is a referral link, so I do get a kickback as well. If not, just go over to Uniswap and see if you get a better deal there. I'd rather you get a better deal than use my link. But yeah, there you go. I've only used Swissborg once and I was impressed. I'm hedging with my crypto live in London, so hopefully I'll be able to sell one day and people eventually start buying again. Swissborg is real. I had a direct debit set up for the first of the month to both Coinbase and Swissborg. I got a message from Coinbase at 12:05 that the funds had arrived, then 9 a.m. for Swissborg. Yeah, I do the same actually, oddly enough, Aidan. I have a direct debit set up for Coinbase, £50 a week. So every week I just buy £50 worth of Bitcoin, and that doesn't cost me anything. Going over to Hexologist live stream soon. I would buy Hex, stake it, but if it passes your goal, cash out. Even if you lost interest, you've still got your goal. Pants. Only did that as I thought it got on screen. Oh. Right, well that's it guys. I'm actually gonna go to sleep now because it's 1:45 and I've got to be up early. So thank you to everyone who's, I don't know how long have we been going for? We've been going a while, haven't we? Why am I Safari coming up? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. No, not that one. Live stream. Where is it? Dashboard. Does it tell you how long you've been on for? 3 hours. Fucking hell. Well, 3 hours. There you go. We've talked housing, Hex, Crypto.com, Swissborg, Carver, Coinbase. I hope you guys have all enjoyed that little chat with Bitglen. Thank you for hitting the 2,000 subscriber mark. I'm setting myself a goal of really aggressively getting to 3,000 subscribers. So I'm going to be really smashing home the please subscribe mark. If any of your friends, or if I could ask all of you, actually there's only 12 of you watching now, if I could ask any of you to share my channel, copy and paste the link to my channel on your Twitter saying please follow this guy, on your Instagram if you want to take a screenshot or just something and post it, I'd really appreciate that. It helps the channel grow. I want to sort of smash through the 3,000 subscriber mark as quick as possible, and then obviously once this bull run happens, who knows where this channel goes, because obviously then there'll be loads of people wanting more information about crypto, and hopefully they find my videos, and I'll be posting new videos then anyway, so then that's only going to ramp up. And if this ever got to a point where, you know, like some crypto YouTubers are, if I was thinking, oh, do you know what, I'm earning a decent money from YouTube or a monthly wage from it, then I could dedicate more time to it. I could actually say, look, I'm going to cut my hours down at work and actually put more into this, so then that would only then ramp up the amount of quality and also quantity of videos that I can produce for you guys. So share it with everyone. Smash the subscribe button if you're new and you're watching this video and you've sat and watched a 3-hour live stream. I thank you for that. Thank you to everyone that's been commenting, some really good questions and some really good feedback in there today. And as always, you guys are very knowledgeable and you always point me in the right direction. So sometimes it's good to do these videos so I can get a feel for how my sort of major fan base, like the main ones of you that stick with me through thick and thin, how you're feeling. Like, I've tried to not create so much Hex content because I don't want to be coming across as shilling Hex and overly promoting it, but you guys ask me about Hex every fucking time I try and talk to you. Like, you guys just bring it up all the time. Glenn, what's going on with Hex? What about Hex? Why have you invested in Hex? What'd you get with this? What'd you get with that? So you guys like seem to want to know it, want more information about it. So that would imply to me that I should create more videos about them. But then I didn't want to come across as that channel that just shills Hex a lot. So I don't know, maybe I'll do more content for you guys about Hex if that's what you want to know. Not envying. No more envying videos. But that's it, guys. Thank you for sticking around. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll see you on the next video. Tomorrow I should be getting the allocation of Cardano through the syndicate event, so I'll be able to report on that. So that's going to be my video for tomorrow, at least I know that much. So I'll see you guys on the next video from me. Bye guys.